Hello and welcome back to the Blackwell Deception.
They don't look like the kind that open.
For a second I thought it was the old women doesn't look like the kind that opens, but it's windows.
Penelope Haynes?
Oh, Madison. Well, this is a surprise.
No, I'm not Madison.
You're not? Ah, yes. Sorry, I should have known. Your aura carries a whiff of her essence. I got confused.
You said something about an aura?
I could see it a mile away. Your aura, my dear, it's been infected by her.
Her?
The woman who calls herself my daughter-in-law. Bits of her essence have infected your aura like vile worms.
Really?
No, not really. Don't fall for this. She smells Madison's perfume.
It's a bit loud, just a sec. This, and we'll drop it down by like 6.
I don't have a nose and I could tell she was swimming in it.
Madison is a spiritual viper.
A
You think
spiritual
Madison is a
viper, you say?
Spiritual viper.
The energy. Energy flows into her but doesn't come out. She just cares for material wealth and nothing for her fellow human beings. She's corrupted my son, and it's too late for him. But me? I got out. Lucky escape.
I was told Jeremy Sams came to talk to you.
Oh, that young man? So keen, so interested. He believed, or he wanted to. He's on his way now, I think. I sent him there.
Where did you send Jeremy?
To the next phase, of course.
The next phase?
There are many worlds, but we have work to do in this one.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
There. You're not supposed to.
You indeed see dead people, Dutchie. Welcome, welcome.
Do you know Jeremy is dead?
What? What are you talking about?
Jeremy is dead. He was killed a few days ago.
Oh my. That is funny.
Pardon?
Me going on about sending him on his way to the next world. What you must think of me.
Don't worry about it.
I sometimes forget that I operate on a higher plane than most people. Still can't be helped. Don't worry about the boy. He has rejoined the universe.
Did he want?
What did you and Jeremy speak about?
My work, the universe, and my work within the universe. So many people, so many lost. I'm quite important, you know.
How so?
What kind of work do you do?
I meditate. I think. I exist.
Really?
What more is there?
Well, thanks for your time, Mrs. Haynes.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Stop by anytime.
She seems a little crazy.
Hello? Can you hear me? Nothing.
He's a zombie. And there was no use notebook topics on her.
It's a laminated press pass. It seems to be expired. Jeremy lost his phone somewhere. I wonder if anyone found it. It says that Jeremy followed up with someone, and whoever it was tried to scam him. Looks like Jeremy tried to speak to someone named Penelope Haynes over the phone. A definite connection. Connection to what? It says that Jeremy followed up with... Jeremy lost his phone somewhere.
Maybe we can get his phone here? Yarn.
Does this belong to anybody?
Nobody I know. Help yourself.
Why would we want
Somebody in the
yarn?
nursing home common room.
Why would we want yarn?
Girl.
Joey. Joey, is that you?
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
How does he know Joey?
Talking to me? Hello? Anybody there?
Joey.
Yeah, that's my name. Do I know you?
I'm afraid he does that sometimes. Talks to people who aren't there, or perhaps they are. He sees the world through different eyes.
Oh, for crying out loud, shut up.
Joey. Why? Why did you do it?
Are you? No. Not you. Get the elevator, Red. We're leaving.
Joey,
Ooh,
You
we
really
have
wanna have this
backstory.
conversation Here, get the damn elevator.
so are you gonna tell me?
What?
Who was that guy?
Maybe nobody? Maybe somebody. I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't. If there's something to say, I'll say it. Until then, we got a spook to sort.
Oh, I want to know who the old man is, and then the backstory. So where are we gonna go then? Let's visit the ghost again.
Come on in. Oh, hi, Rosa. Make yourself at home.
We've met Penelope.
Oh, you found her? How's she doing?
She's interesting.
She's a crazy.
Thing's the word. I could only understand half of that crap she spouted.
Yeah, she's a bit out there. She thinks she's found something meaningful.
Has she?
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Jeremy?
Yes?
So, the City Post. That's pretty impressive.
It's grueling work, but it's been nice. Everyone's saying that print newspapers are dying, but there's something legit about being in print.
So, do you still talk to anyone from the old paper?
Did you?
Not really. Just happy to get away from the place. How about you?
No, I never even talked to anyone when I was there.
You spoke to me. Sometimes.
I guess I must have. Out of curiosity, what's the last thing you remember before getting sick?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, I just wonder where you picked it up from.
Huh. You know, I don't know. I had some interviews lined up. I went for a walk. Yeah, that must have been it. I must have caught a bug outside somewhere. Serves me right for not putting on a jacket.
He caught a cold to death.
You wrote in your notes that you lost your phone.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
If I did, I must have found it. I've got it right here. See?
Remind me, what do you need me to do again?
Find Penelope. She'll tell you everything you need to know.
Well,
We found Penelope, and she didn't actually tell us anything.
Rosa.
No connection that I can see. Jeremy and the Highline are obviously connected somehow. Why can't Jeremy remember what he spoke to Penelope about? It would make our job so much easier.
Probably
would.
because it led to his death. You know, spooks, sweetheart. They go out of their way to avoid thinking about that.
Any new emails? No. I am once again puzzled. Oh god, we can walk quicker? Yes, please. So this was the old folks' home, wasn't it? Yes. And we've already been up here, and this is what had the old lady. It's kind of interesting that leaving here takes you to the... Okay, no, it was just at the end of that one scene that it takes you straight to the big interface.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Ooh, you. What's the chart? She can't tell you off for looking
It's
at
like
it.
a cleaning rotation chart. The handwriting is awful, but it looks like Penelope Haynes is due to have her room cleaned today. Room 12G to be precise.
So can we go to her room?
Not much I can do in there.
There we go. Okay. I didn't pick up on that last week. We needed to use Ghost to look at this seemingly.
I
Shelf.
can't do anything from out here.
Ah, we need to send in Joey. Joey, go. Come on. I have to use you on door rather than just say walk. No, I thought that was a TV, not the door.
There's a reason why I keep my hands in my pockets. There's less disappointment that way.
I need to look at
Nothing
things.
but junk on these shelves. There's a label attached to it. It says Madison and Scott. I guess it's a key to the apartment uptown. It's just on the edge of the chair.
Can you use create slight amount of wind on key?
Damn it! I don't know why I did that. The key isn't going anywhere now.
What happened? Are we stuck?
Hold on. We ain't licked yet. There's gotta be some way to fix this. No good. The rug's too thick and the key's too heavy. Not bad. If it's all the same, I think I'll stay inside. Not bad. Don't know why they bother with alarm clocks here. What do they need to get up for? It's clean as a whistle and neat as a pin. I guess this place has maid service.
Supposed to do to the key then? Can he hold the thread?
No point. He can't touch it.
I was thinking, can he somehow hold the thread and we, like, have it under the door and attach it to the key and pull the key out? If we leave and come back, does it stay on the floor?
Not much I can do.
It does.
I can't do anything from out here.
There's a label attached to it.
Yeah.
I can't pick.
What do you think we should do,
I'm
Joey?
not talking.
Well, then go through the door.
Let's have a little talk.
What is it, Joey?
What do you think we should
You ain't
do?
ready to give up so soon, are you?
There's nothing I can do from out here, aside from read this note on the door.
There's a note on the door?
All right, let's.
Sure.
How am I meant to know there's a note on the door if we can't see the... Grrr.
There's a note on this door.
Dear Penelope Haynes, your room has been scheduled for cleaning this afternoon. Should you have any specific needs or requirements, please don't hesitate to contact the duty nurse at the front desk. So that is poor scene design. They should not have the door facing the direction such that we cannot see the note that is on the door. We've got to kill some magnets and make ghost magnets. I mean, some ghosts have had guns. I don't see why we can't have ghost magnets. So let's go back down to the common room. And now that we know that there's a note on the door, maybe she can do something more
Mrs.
useful.
Haynes.
Oh, it's you.
Well,
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
No, there's nothing more that she will talk to us about. Fair enough. What if we talk to you?
hi again.
Hello.
Can you tell me anything about Penelope Haynes?
Her? Nice lady. Very, I guess you could call her spiritual. She hangs out in the common room most of the time.
I was just up in Penelope's room. Has anyone been up there to clean it?
Someone should have been up there already. I'll send someone up.
Thanks for the help.
Have a good day.
And now it's open? Oh, that's a way of getting the key back on the door. On the chair, sorry. But how does that help us?
There's a label. It's just. The tie. I'm
Yeah,
not sure how.
I didn't think it would, but it's not like we've got two tools, and I used the other one, and it made it sound like it was a fail state.
If it's all this.
Locked. I can't do anything.
What if we ask for another...
No.
Oh yes, we're not allowed to talk when there's people around. So let's go visit Griff.
Better leave him alone. I don't want anything to happen to him.
And then we'll ask for a hint.
Joey, I'd like to talk to you.
What is it that?
There's got to be a way to get that key.
Look at you, thinking so hard. I guess those glasses are good for something after all.
Shut up. I'm close. I'm sure of it.
That's unfortunate that it's telling us to get the key, because we were just trying to do that and I have no idea. If it was telling us to go do something else, I could at least hold out hope that we would get some other item to use to get the key later.
About that guy in the nursing home.
I do want to know about
He's
this,
nobody,
though.
sweetheart. Absolutely nobody.
You didn't act like he was nobody.
Look, he's not a spook, so he's not our problem.
And when he dies?
I said he's not our problem. So drop it.
That's all for now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go research all the other
I told you,
spaces.
there is no reason for you to be here.
I spoke to your mother-in-law.
You spoke to Penelope.
Yes.
I told you not to speak to her.
No, you said you wouldn't tell me where to find her. I found her anyway.
Clever girl. And what did she tell you?
She doesn't think much of you, that's for sure.
Come in, shut the door. Let me tell you something about my mother-in-law. She's rich and she's needy. People like her are easy prey for people like him.
People like who?
People like Gavin.
Who's Gavin?
What did this Gavin do?
He brainwashed her is what he did. He made her hate us. He told her we were phony and superficial. Okay, we're well off. I can't deny that. But the thing she said? She changed her will. Can you believe that? Left everything to Gavin. Even my husband couldn't look at her anymore. So, we sent her away.
How much
Is it
money?
a lot of money?
Who cares about the money? The money isn't the point. She turned her back on her family, her son, her new grandchild, just because some cult leader told her to. You stick by your family. That's just what you do.
So you put Penelope into a nursing home after she changed her will?
I know. We're horrible, ungrateful people. Don't think we don't feel guilty about it. But she was impossible to live with. And we have a son to raise. I even gave her a key and I told her she could visit whenever she liked. Not that she would.
Ah, the key is, yep, definitely for here.
In a room for everyone to see.
Well, I better get going.
Goodbye then.
And yet again, the game basically says, go get the key. The key, the key, the key.
Hi again.
Oh, hi.
Could I ask you a few...
I'll do my best.
What do you know about our new talking
Do you
point?
know anyone named Gavin?
Sorry, I don't.
Can we mix all the other things we know about Gavin yet? No, the notebook doesn't live there anymore. It now lives in here.
According to Madison, Penelope was brainwashed by a man named Gavin. I have no idea who Gavin even is.
Okay, no, let's go talk to Penelope about Gavin if we can.
Mrs. Haynes,
Oh, it's you.
Madison told me she gave you a key to her apartment.
A key? No, she didn't.
She told me she did.
Well, she's lying. She hates me, so she wouldn't give me anything. You understand?
I'm not sure I do.
That's all right.
He is the
Maybe you're
key
not
to
supposed
aggression.
I spoke to Madison about you.
Oh, I'd advise against that. 5 minutes in her presence will kill a year of your spiritual growth.
Who is Gavin?
Who is he?
Gavin is the one who opened my eyes.
You make him sound like a prophet.
Far from it. He's just a man who had his eyes opened, and he helps others do the same. He was just a signpost on my spiritual journey.
More like the exit ramp to your personal loony bin.
Where did you meet him?
Gavin.
You? No, I don't believe you're sincere. That reporter, Jeremy, I sent him on his way to Gavin, and it just upset things.
It upset someone, all right. Upset them enough to kill.
Perhaps he wasn't ready. Perhaps he remained closed-minded. Perhaps I should have seen that. Either way, you must find your way to Gavin yourself. Unless you can prove your sincerity.
How?
My sincerity. How do I do that?
Promote your own spiritual growth. If you don't do that, your eyes will remain forever closed.
Spiritual growth. I'm the only spirit around here, and it's never done me any good.
Did you
What about the
really
will?
cut your family out of your will?
Sure I did. What of it? They have everything they need. I'm giving it to a much worthy cause. The work must continue. I can make sure it does.
Madison doesn't seem all that bad.
You never lived with her. For years I lived under a cloud, only I never knew it. The clouds have parted and I see
See what?
my purpose. I never had one before. She couldn't see that. She did everything she could to destroy it. She even took my peridot.
Erido?
A stone. Gavin gave it to me. It promotes spiritual growth.
Okay, so we've got to go get the stone to
Here,
prove that we
like
have
it will do
spiritual
her
growth
good.
development,
Can't you get
presumably.
another one?
This one was given to me by Gavin. It has special energy inside. It's irreplaceable.
I could get your peridot for you.
You would do that? You'd brave that nest of vipers and retrieve it for me?
It's hardly a nest of vipers.
That's because you can't see. But if you get it for me, let's just say that helping others is
Is the key to helping
I
yourself.
help myself to some earplugs.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, it's been
Goodbye. Let's go talk to your ungrateful daughter-in-law. I want her rock.
You again.
hi.
Come in. Shut the door. What?
Penelope mentioned a peridot stone.
Oh, that thing. She wore it constantly. Believed it contained some spiritual powers or something. I should throw it away.
Could I
Can
have
I have
it?
the peridot stone?
Why?
Penelope would like it back.
Absolutely not. That trinket just made the problem worse for her. The next time I think of it, I'm just gonna throw it away.
Okay,
Are you sure
I'll
I
make
can't
you think of it
take the peridot
again.
Off your hands. I think Penelope would really appreciate it.
Did you hear what I told you? I said no.
I had hoped that that would make her follow through on her threats to throw it away.
Are you sure I can't take? I think.
Did you
Well, I bet.
Listen, I appreciate what you're doing, but please don't bother us again. We're embarrassed enough by this as it is.
I'll do my best.
I expect more than that. If any of this shows up in the paper, we'll deny everything. You got that? Now, Chris and I are meeting my husband for dinner, so if you'll let yourself out.
Right, sure.
That seems like a bit of a catch-22. We need the key to get the stone, but we need the stone to get the key. If we had the key, we could go in the room and get the stone, but it sounds like she won't give us the stone, the key until we give her the stone. If we go back, has she actually left?
Doesn't look like anyone's home.
Go in. Where's the stone? Fabergé eggs, toys, magazine, phone, window, thermostat, door. I don't see the little key.
Cheap plastic crap. I've always wondered what kind of people collected these things. Looks like a thermostat. The bedroom door.
Can you go in?
It's a brochure. It looks like it's for a
Ah,
nursing
yes,
home.
that's how we found out about the
Place is
nursing
called
home. Painting closet.
Crammed to bursting point with old boxes. Looks like an old... Not bad. Looks like they forgot to... It's the way out of here.
Convenient that they left the room lit for us. What about this other room?
There's nothing but a long hallway down this way. I can't go any further. Glossy women's magazines and tabloid junk. Looks like a phone to me. Looks like a... Give me just a second. I'm gonna add that to my list of things I cannot touch.
We haven't revisited this.
What do you want me to do? Scare it?
No, I want to see if we can walk past it. No, we still cannot walk past it.
That's just morbid. No. There's been enough death here already.
Oh, it thinks that I want to jump off the edge. No, thank you. Let's try looking around her room, even though I don't think anything will have changed, for any hints at how we can prove our spiritual growth.
Nothing but... Nothing. A lot. Not bad. Don't know why they bother with alarm clocks here. What do they need to get up for? It's clean as a...
As man us, we have create tiny amount of wind and tie that sucks people into the shadow realm to be banished. And as girl, we have our business cards.
I got these business cards made up a few months ago. They glow in the dark. It's so cool.
We've got our notebook of the not our notebook, the notebook of the ghost reporter man.
It's a laminated press
We have our
pass
press
that I just
pass,
used
and we have a ball of
to- ball
yarn.
of yarn that somebody left in the nursing home common room.
Could also see if we can talk to the old guy again.
They don't look like... Hello? Nothing.
What if we try to be Joey and talk to the old man?
Why would I want to talk to him? He's nobody.
Yeah, it doesn't even let us.
I can't talk to her. She can't see me. But by the looks of her, that won't be the case for long.
We can't ball of yarn the key because it's
Not
in a
much I
different room. But we'll go show that. Right, we don't have physical access to it. So, if we try and tell her to do things in here... Can't.
I can't do anything from out here. I can't do anything from out here. There's a note on this door. It's a hole puncher. What am I gonna put a hole in? My hands?
Okay, put a hole in the yarn. Put a hole in the press pass.
A ball of yarn? I'm not sure what that will...
Neither am I, but it seems like the only thing we could do.
That doesn't make any sense. Hi again.
Hello.
Could you tell me...
Well, if you want my opinion, this is one of the best, but you don't want to hear a PR spiel, I'm sure.
Thanks for the help.
Have a good day.
Got it. It's a brochure. It's got a big hole punched in it. I guess for hanging on hooks.
How is a brochure with a hole going to help
It's a brochure.
us?
It's got... I can't...
Oh, we make a little rug for the... So I use this on door. Then we have you use wind on tiny paper thing. And again.
She's got the yarn. She can pull it back herself. She's got the...
Okay, then we do
Get that
this.
key.
Then we do this. And then we do...
I'm not talking...
I can't believe we
This.
just did this.
When you're saving souls, sometimes you gotta rob a few old ladies.
Okay, so I'd missed that the brochures were collectible, or else we only got told that the brochures were collectible after completing all those other talk chains.
Locked.
Yeah, but we have the key.
That's just silly.
I'm sorry?
I don't see how that's useful.
Use key on door! No, but it's not this key. It should say it's not for this place. No. Here. It was the key to the rich lady's house.
Doesn't look like anyone's home.
Yeah, I know. Use key. Now we can go down this passage.
Kid, we don't have time to wander around. The rock's in the bedroom. Let's get in there and get out.
Ah, I don't remember the rock being there. Where's the rock? Oh, it's on that... There.
Got it.
Okay, now let's
I'm
leave.
saying maybe we should wait until he's older.
I know. It's just been so long since we've gone out.
We don't have to go to Le Cirque, you know.
I know. One day he'll learn how to behave. One day.
Oh no.
Look, I'll go make something for us to eat. You let him run around until he gets tired. Then we'll have the evening to ourselves.
It's a date.
Well, crud.
There's nothing useful. I'm not here to steal their stuff. Well, nothing they'd miss anyway. Locked. This is hardly the time. I'm not that desperate. I can't go out there now. They'll catch me for sure.
Can I phone her and cause her to... No. Still.
Hi, it's me again. Jeremy spoke to a Penelope Haynes before he died.
From the old folks' home? Yeah, we know. We found it through his phone records. It's a dead end if you ask me. The woman barely knows where she is.
I don't have
Okay.
anything else.
Send the ghost back in? Yeah, we can.
I'll go scope things. Hey, lady. Nope.
Hello, lady.
Do you feel that, Chris? This is what happens when Daddy buys thermostats wholesale.
I'm not gonna waste my breath. Looks like
Are we allowed to go down the door now that we're in the house?
There's nothing but a long.
No.
Boy, if I could. Not sure what. Must I
Well, the only other thing I can think of is calling the other phone number we have. But that's the ghost, isn't it?
Hi.
Oh, wrong one.
I don't have any. I can't go out there now.
Hi, you've reached Jeremy Sam.
Not even. We get his answering machine. Did I miss something that we can...
A house in the country. I'm not here to. Well, nothing. I'm not.
No, so it's got to be... There's nothing for you either.
So,
No!
just a thought. So, the window?
No!
Just a thought.
If I change to her and talk to
Do
him.
something, Joey. They could come in here any minute.
Don't get in a lather. I'm on it.
They don't give us the option to even ask for a hint.
I'll go scope things out. Just between. Does it want to? So, how's it? Oh, no need to get up. Oh, hey, watch it.
Wait, the baby can see us?
I just can't come. Don't know what I can.
The baby can see us? And it follows us. Oh, what if I go in here?
I swear, Chris, you've got a skull tougher than your father's.
No, we can't. Interact with the thermostat.
Not sure what I can do. Not sure. So, kid.
What if I try and get you to run into this door?
I'll go.
Okay, we can make the baby run into either of the doors. What about the
So-
exit door?
I'm not leaving. Besides, I'm not. Besides,
Maybe we get the baby to run into the mother?
don't know what I can. What do you want me to do? Scare it?
Maybe while she's looking at the baby here, Rosa is allowed to
Can't
go.
out there.
No. Yeet the baby? Look, we only have the power of
I'm not-
slight
He's
breeze.
staring right. Kids that young have always been able to see ghosts like me. They never get scared, though. I guess they don't know any better. I just can't. I can't. I go. Go. No.
We can only use the Shadow Realm thing on, ghosts.
He's not dead.
Yeah.
He's not dead.
She's dead inside.
She's not a ghost. It won't get rid of her.
Hail Omega Weapon. I don't know.
I'm not leaving. Besides, it's not like I could get. Give me just a second. I'm gonna add that to my.
Light breeze the thermos. We can make her think there's a...
Do you feel that, Chris? This is what happens when Daddy buys thermostats wholesale.
The numbers on this gizmo went down a bit. It now says 62 degrees.
You know, Chris, I think it's getting a little hot in here. What do you think? Should we open a door? Yeah,
Seriously?
I think so too.
Why would you blow on the air conditioning controls? Why? Ugh.
So, kid,
And what, now he'll follow us through here?
Chris, where are you going, you little monster?
And now we can escape. It does not make sense. You touch air control controls. You press buttons up and down. You don't blow on them. Grrr. Grrr. Okay, we got the stone. Let's give the stone to the lady. Have I ever tried blowing on it? No, because it wouldn't do anything, Brelix.
Mrs. Haynes,
Oh, it's you.
Grrr.
prove my sincerity. How do I...
Promote if you don't.
Oh,
Oh, it's been.
I assumed that there'd be a talk option, and instead we have to
Your paradise
use
stone
stone on old
Is
lady.
this it?
Yes, that's mine, all right. You actually went into that place and took it?
Yes?
Imagine that. I thought you were just humoring me.
So, about Gavin?
Oh, that's right. You wanted to see him. Well, I'm not sure you are ready, but I can.
I wonder if there's a
certainly
sensor in the
put you on path.
thermostat
The one
for
you see
temperature.
is named Lisa
Well, you
Townsend,
see,
who
he's
was
blowing
a
room temperature air.
healer.
That's
She is
already the
one who
temperature that it's
Gavin.
detecting
I
on the
sent a
thermostat,
friend
Varma.
to her as well.
I see. So where can I find her?
So,
This is in Midtown. Here's the address.
Thanks. Well, thanks for your time, Mrs. Haynes.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Stop by anytime.
Mrs. Haynes.
Oh, it's you.
Well, thanks for your time, Mrs. Haynes.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
yeah, so she now kicks us out. And what has she actually given us?
I don't think she'd...
Because I'm too busy arguing with chat about physics of air conditioners.
According to Madison, Penelope was brainwashed by a man named Gavin. I have no idea... I'm guessing that's Penelope...
Do we? We might have a Gavin's address, you're saying? Okay, let's see. Do we have a new place? Lisa needs braces?
a street psychic, huh? Keep on your toes. This could get messy.
I think I can handle a psychic. I am one after all.
Just be careful is all I'm saying.
What if she can see our ghost? Wait, no, I want you to come in.
No idea who. Wouldn't want to read him, even if it does nothing for me. Full of pseudo-mystic junk. Wouldn't want to read.
And he'll say he can't go through this door because it's too far away. No!
Nothing on there but junk. Cuckoo is certainly the word for the broad who lives here. Does it want a hug?
It looks like it's a baby... a baby polar bear?
None of them mean anything to me. None of them mean anything to me. Looks like a phone. Just yours. That's way too heavy for me to pick.
Can you go upstairs, or is that too far?
Ah, too far away from red.
Yup.
This is as far as I can go.
He doesn't create matter ex nihilo, quoted the villain. He moves existing matter.
Locked.
Yes,
Hi, is this Lisa Tenzin?
that's me.
Penelope Haynes gave me your address. I was hoping I
Tenzin?
could talk to you.
She must be an airbender.
Of course, come on in.
Please, sit. So, what can I do to help?
I'm Rosangela Blackwell.
A pleasure. I'm Lisa Tenzin. You said Penny recommended me.
Yes, I was hoping to talk to you.
I am here to help.
What exactly do you do here?
I work with life energy mostly. Positive energy keeps your spirit alive and healthy, while negative energy blocks it.
And that's important?
Think of it like exercise for the soul. Just like maintaining a healthy body, you also need to maintain a healthy spirit.
Healthy spirit, right.
Magical
If
ghost
I was
powers
healthy, I wouldn't
refuse to be
dead, would
limited
I?
by my mortal science.
How does it work?
That I
Through
can't
meditation.
argue with.
That's something I can offer you.
Me? Do you think I need it?
I can tell that your spirit is weak and could use my services.
My spirit
My
is
spirit is weak,
How?
you say?
Something is blocking it. It can't function and flow like it normally would.
How did that
What would
happen?
cause that?
In your case, I'd say it was a recent tragedy. Something happened to you recently, didn't it? Something that affected you deeply?
Really?
My aunt died a few years ago.
And you were close? I can tell.
She kind of raised me. For a while, anyway.
Say no more. Being confronted with death, any death, makes you confront your own mortality. If you aren't careful, it can generate negative energy that damages the spirit.
You aren't buying this crap, are you?
But if you like, I can help you get better.
For the low, low price of
So how
$9.99.
can you help me get better?
Your blockage is strong, but not insurmountable. I can meditate tonight on the problem. That way, the best course of action will be revealed to me.
If I asked you to do this for me, what then?
It takes a great deal of spiritual energy to meditate on this kind of problem. I need to light a special candle in order to replenish it. So I will need to charge you $200 for the service. Then we can create an energy work plan.
And you doubted her sincerity.
I am going to have to think about this.
Of course, there is no hurry.
Do you know about
Could
Gavin?
you tell me about Gavin? Penelope said you introduced her to him.
Those sessions were supposed to be private.
Even still, I would like to meet him.
The spiritual process must not be rushed. Penny was ready and needed to take the next step.
Please
but
insert
you
your $200
need several
before I
months
will
of
tell you
sessions
about
before you can
Gavin.
even begin that journey.
Thanks.
It is not a judgment. It is what you are.
Could you tell me why Penelope came to see you?
I'm afraid not. Our sessions are private.
Do you know anything about the High Line?
I know nothing more than anybody else, I'm sure.
Did a Jeremy Sams come to see you?
I wouldn't tell you one way or the other.
She's the murderer.
Even confidentiality.
Jeremy is dead.
I'm sorry to hear that. A death often brings us in contact with our own mortality.
No, it's not that. There's no confidentiality if he's dead, right?
There are other worlds than these, Miss Blackwell.
Yeah, we know.
Damn. Well, we've asked her about everything we can ask about.
Thanks for listening, Lisa. I'll get back to you about fixing my problem.
Of course. Have a good night.
What did I tell you?
A blocked aura. Do I really have a blocked aura?
How would I know? For that matter, how would she?
Because maybe she's a real psychic. I'm pretty sure they exist.
I'm living proof.
I don't know anything about auras, sweetheart, but I know a phony when I see one. And that woman in there, a bona fide phony.
So what am I then?
Beats the hell out of me.
Check out the competition. Achievement unlocked.
I am not picking just a trash can, part of the mayor's anti-litter campaign. Should psychics really advertise themselves like this? Maybe I've been going about this the wrong way.
Yes, you need an obnoxious light-up neon sign.
I can't see inside.
Can I send Joey in through the
I'll
window?
just use the door.
Aww. And no, there's nothing else here. What do
Hey,
you think
Ray,
we
you
should
got a
do?
second?
What?
That Tenzin dame knows more than she's letting on.
I get that impression.
If Jeremy came here, maybe he left some kind of clue behind. Alright,
Sure.
come here for a minute.
Uh-huh.
No, I wanted the
Alright, sure.
mailbox.
There's nothing inside. There's a reason why I...
I am not.
Get out the way, Joey.
I can't get it open.
Can we use our magical yarn to get in the mailbox? Can we use our
How
key
that's used.
to get in the mailbox?
I don't see.
Can we use our business card to get in the mailbox? What if we go talk to her again? Or is it the same, there's nothing else to say?
Hi, it's me.
Please.
Are you sure?
Be that I have.
Yes, and I can't change who I am to, like, have him ghost wind her
Thanks for.
Of course.
and out spiritual. Convince her that there's a ghost in the room. Which would be amusing.
I can't get it.
Maybe I need to go talk to him about the psychic now that I know about the psychic. And he will remember something for us to do.
Hi, Rosa. Make yourself at home.
I met Lisa Tenzin.
Lisa? That's right. Lisa. I almost forgot all about her.
I only just met her. I met her through Penelope, like you.
Crazy, isn't it? Who knew how big this was? That's why we need to break it wide open, you see?
I don't know.
Come on, Rosa, you see them on every street corner. These phony psychics, these rip-off artists. They say they can see auras or even talk to the dead.
Imagine that.
But it's all a lie. Everyone knows that. Or do we? Why do people keep going to these places? There's something beyond this. Something incredible. I'm so close.
Jeremy?
Yes?
What do you know about Gavin?
Did you ever come across the name Gavin during your research?
Gavin. Yes. Yes, I know that name.
Who is he?
Why is my head so fuzzy? I should know this. He's important. Somehow. God, why can't I remember? He's at the root of everything. Penelope and the others, all of them. We've got to find him. We've got to expose him.
Expose what? What did he do?
I don't know.
Don't remember,
I'm
because he
sorry.
doesn't accept that he's dead.
Don't know. I'm not feeling well. My brain's not working right. Please, keep digging. Just find him.
Already asked about the other things, but we'll do it
Is
again
there
anyway.
She's a sweet old lady.
Are you sure you...
No.
Sorry. So, we never got much of a chance.
Me? I was born upstate. Not much.
No. We'll ask once more, because sometimes there's been multiple things to ask.
No.
No. Yeah. Where did you leave your phone?
That you lost your phone.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
If I did, I must have.
Okay.
I can't. This is...
Nope. And there's nothing else that we haven't already done. So that isn't helpful, aside from I must find Gavin. Gavin. What if I talk to the old lady now that I've been to see the psychic lady?
Mrs. Well, thanks.
Oh, it's been a...
That's a nope.
Got a sec?
What's going on?
Jeremy's notebook mentioned a contact that he followed up with. I think he meant Lisa.
Did he say anything else?
Maybe I should check it again.
The notebook?
That's all.
Yeah.
Left
Jeremy
my
lost
phone
his
there.
phone somewhere.
But if we go in the room, it's only to talk to her and we immediately get booted out. So it's not like I can explore the room with the psychic to find the phone.
Looks like Jeremy tried to speak to someone. A definite connection. It says that Jeremy followed up with someone, and whoever it was tried. It says that Jeremy followed up with someone. Jeremy lost. It. A definite.
I want to see if there's more pages. There isn't. And what if we ask the other way around?
Hey, get over here.
What?
That Tenzin dame knows more.
I get that.
If Jeremy came here, maybe he left some kind of clue behind. All right.
Sure.
Well, they're both just... Supposedly there's a phone here. Oh wow, it changes the color on us. That is actually a pretty nice effect. Like, there's dynamic lighting, and when we stand in the light aura of this, it changes our lighting. Hail, Alan.
I am not.
We're a bit puzzled. This game has not been as sensible as the others. It's been a bit more ridiculous.
Thanks for. Of course.
Like, the character writing has been nice, but the actual puzzle-y bits have been a bit stupider. Put our ghost by the GPS system to make the GPS conveniently fritz out to be exactly where we need it to be.
Must I I can't. I wouldn't even...
And I can't become... My thinking was, can I become her whilst I'm in here with him, and then maybe he gains access to being able to go upstairs?
Doesn't look like they're... Just a...
Nope, have not, Alan. Creepy
Nope,
bird.
still a ghost. What sort of person puts that kind of thing on a shelf?
I hadn't noticed the creepy bird before.
Looks like an urn for somebody's ashes. Just your...
He can't interact. Well, the only thing we've got to do is try blowing on everything. So, blow door, blow bird, blow clock, blow photo, blow shelf, blow cabinet, blow urn, blow phone, blow upstairs, and then I think that was literally everything. Yes. So unless it's necktie these things, which none of them are ghosts. The urn is dead.
The tie...
No.
Ah, too...
Well, I'm bamboozled.
Ghost. Huh. Huh. No idea. Wouldn't want to... More mystic crap. Just for the atmosphere, I guess.
Those were things that I hadn't detected before, though. At least that I don't remember detecting. If only it was easy as the other one where we had a $64 in a jar on our wall and we could just pay the lady the $200 to progress. And I throw out the things I have.
That doesn't make it. That doesn't make. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure. I don't see how.
And the woman, when she invites us in, isn't like a person sitting down at a thing, so I can't like use notebook on woman. And none of the options in her text interface are use inventory. So I can't use notebook. What if I try calling him now that...
Hi, you've reached
God, that's disgusting. Is Jeremy's phone really under all that?
Only one way to find out.
You gonna help or what?
Being dead means I don't have to pick through garbage. It's one of
You
the
could
perks.
look through the garbage.
Found it. Jeremy better appreciate this.
Dumpster diver.
It's Jeremy's phone. I found it in the trash.
Use phone? Okay, maybe we go give him his phone, for no obvious reason. Even though he thinks he already has it.
Oh, hi.
Jeremy, I've got something to show you. But before I do, could I see your phone?
What, this?
Yes. Now take a look here.
I don't get it. You've got the same phone as me?
No, Jeremy, it's your phone.
No, it's not. I've got mine right here. I called you, remember?
I don't know how you did that, but that's not your phone. This is. You lost it outside of Lisa's. It was in the trash can.
That's impossible.
I called it. It rang. It's yours.
No, this is a trick.
Jeremy.
No! Just when I'm getting close, you're trying to confuse me. You're trying to make me forget. Forget my appointment.
Appointment?
Who?
Yes, at the High Line. I'm meeting with someone who will explain everything. I'm going. Don't try and stop me.
Ooh, okay, to the High Line. And then he realizes this is my body.
That's just morbid. Jeremy?
I was here. This is me. I was standing right there. Then I heard a pop, and then I was calling you with a phone that couldn't exist. Somehow, I just knew you were the one who could help me.
Like I said, it's what we do.
Could you tell us who you were meeting here?
I was meeting a man named Gavin. Lisa arranged it. I've heard stories. People change around him. They destroy their lives, sometimes even die. Die like I died.
Jeremy, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't know why, but I feel good. Relieved, even.
We can now use the tie on him.
You can take over?
We'll find him, Jeremy. This won't happen to anybody else.
Thank you. I'm ready.
Hi, Gavin.
Jeremy?
Oh, sorry, Jeremy.
It's time.
Schmoosh.
This is incredible. All this time, I never imagined. This is your life now.
This is my life now.
Not quite the village eye, is it?
Beats writing book reviews.
It's just so big
so I
and
guess
bright.
we should
It goes on forever.
Yeah, the light.
Just go through it?
Just go through it. Well, He's gone.
You okay?
Sure. Nothing an entire bottle of wine won't fix.
Well, you know what they say. Bacchus knows best.
Now, can I walk past this? No.
That's just more.
So we've dispelled him. And now what? He's no longer a place we can go to. Our solution space has shrunk. What if I complain to the old woman that the psychic won't let
Mrs.
me see
Haynes.
Gavin?
Oh, it's you.
Well, thanks for your time, Mrs. Haynes.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
No. Presumably we confront the psychic about connecting to Gavin.
Locked.
Now that we've had
Hi,
the
it's me again.
dispel the ghost.
Please, sit.
Lisa, I found Jeremy's phone. It was outside, in the trash.
It's a public street.
So he was here.
He might have been outside. I cannot say.
I
Liar!
spoke to Jeremy, Lisa. Why are you lying to me?
Lying? What makes you think that?
I'm psychic, like you.
You have the gift.
Yes.
Somehow I doubt that. I think this interview is at an end. It's very clear that I will be unable to help you. Your mind is closed off. You aren't seeking help. You only want to destroy.
What? No, I only want to...
Your very presence is damaging the aura of peace I spent years trying to create. I insist that you leave. And I also insist you give up this line of inquiry.
Give up? That's not an option. Not for me.
Nevertheless,
My friend came to see you, and then he was killed. You can either help me, or you can get in my way. But one way or another, I'm gonna find out what happened. I'll be in touch.
Smooth exit.
Whatever. Let's just get out of here.
Not bad for a night.
It's like that's also closed off as a line of
Still
inquiry.
don't know why Jeremy was killed.
That's not really our problem, is it?
Maybe. It's just kind of personal this time.
And this time,
get it.
it's personal.
Look, you get some sleep. You might feel different tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a long night. Joey,
Yeah?
the old man at the nursing home. Who is he?
Yeah, tell us. I want your backstory. Give me your backstory.
Was revealed to be Jeremy Sams, a reporter at the City Post newspaper. No suspect is in custody yet. The police issued a statement to say that their investigations are continuing and advise everyone to avoid the High Line after dark.
And do we actually go to bed?
I'm not tired.
Maybe it's morning rather than... No, it's night.
I'll relax later. Got a sec?
What's going on?
So what do you think?
Should we do?
Think that Lisa, she's had some time to stew.
Okay.
That's all.
So
Yeah.
visit her again, you say? The other thing we could do is try calling the policeman with our new information.
Hi, it's me again.
I found his
Jeremy's
phone.
outside of a psychic's office.
You did, huh? Where is it?
I've got it with me. Hello?
You found potential evidence and removed it from the scene?
Yes?
Forget it. It's just junk now.
Rough.
I was just checking in. Any word on Jeremy's murder?
Nothing yet. We're working on it. You got anything for us?
I found out that Jeremy went to visit a psychic named Lisa Tenzin.
A psychic? Is it relevant?
I don't know.
Well, we'll keep her on file. Thanks for the info.
I don't have anything else for you.
Good night.
Maybe I was supposed to ring him when I found where the trash can was?
Locked.
Sorry, I'm not seeing clients tonight.
Hi, Lisa? Hello? Well, that was rude.
What if we send the ghost in? Go. What's the bet we'll suddenly be allowed upstairs for no reason? No, she's in here.
Is that Danny? Is that you? How the hell did Lisa get this? How the hell did
Doesn't look like there's anything else on the photo.
She's staring at that photograph.
We allowed upstairs?
Ah, too...
No. Can we blow the photograph?
Not sure what I'll gain by blowing that all over the room. I'm not gonna waste my breath on her. She knows him. That phony knows him.
Knows who?
Danny Marconi, that's who.
Who is Danny Marconi?
Yes, give us your backstory.
Remember that old guy in the nursing home? She's mooning over a picture of him. I don't like where this is going, not one bit. There's a reason why...
Yeah. We try this again. Failing that, we go talk to the old man in the nursing home.
Don't.
Okay.
Hello?
Ooh.
Damn it.
Wait. There was talk options.
Do you know a Danny Marconi?
What about him?
Let me in and I'll tell you.
No, I don't think so. Goodbye.
Damn it. Good morning, Salah.
I'm not seeing clients.
What about... Why not?
It's
Hello?
Okay. Jeremy?
Look, guess that...
No, okay. So none of those are useful. Let's go talk to the old man in the nursing home. He's gone! No! They stole the old man! Where's the old man?
Hi again.
Hello.
Do you have a patient here named Danny Marconi?
Yes, we do. Are you a relative?
No, I'm just hoping to ask him some questions.
Oh, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this.
He
but
died?
He passed away earlier this afternoon.
Ay.
I see.
It was peaceful. He just went quietly in his sleep.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, good for him. What do we come here for anyway? Come on, let's...
For your backstory. Your
sorry to bother
delicious backstory.
So, do you want to talk about it?
It's ancient history. There's nothing to say. Let's just get a move on.
Okay, Lisa, complain, tell you that the man has died.
sorry.
About Danny Marconi.
He died
I know
today.
he died this afternoon.
And
And I wanted to talk to you about him.
yesterday, you threatened me. Today, you want to talk about my grandfather.
Wait, grandfather?
He was your grandfather?
Yes. If you didn't know that, why are you here asking about him?
Grandfather? I can't believe it.
Well,
I am a psychic.
I'm psychic.
you know about my grandfather because you're psychic.
Yes.
Did you talk to his ghost or something?
Ironically, no, I didn't.
Uh-huh. I ask you again. How do you know my grandfather?
A little help.
Joey?
Just tell her this.
Force him to reveal his backstory.
He had a shop on Grand Street.
There are a million ways you could have known that.
Fine. Tell her everyone called him Danny Boy and he hated it.
What?
Just say it.
Everyone called him Danny Boy, and he hated it.
Excuse me?
He drank whiskey straight with no ice. He put salt on everything. He played the clarinet like he was born with it in his hand. He would have sold his soul to play at the supper club. And he was madly in love with a singer named Linda.
Madly in love with a singer named Linda.
Get in.
Linda was my grandmother. She died before I was born.
Thank heaven for small favors. Seeing you would have broken her heart.
You're for real, aren't you? You're one of them?
You
Tell me.
No, I'm not falling for that. I've been nothing but loyal over the years. You have no reason to test me like this.
Look at her, shaking like a leaf.
Just because there was that bit of trouble with the reporter,
You mean his murder?
I am not responsible for that. Why now? If what I suspect is true, you people have looked the other way for years. Why the change of heart?
Gavin killed
Gavin's
someone.
killed someone.
I can't confirm that one way or the other, and neither can you.
Look, I'm just a friend of Jeremy's. I want to know what happened, that's all. Whoever Gavin is, he needs to be stopped.
I want to believe you.
Then what's the problem?
Look, what if I tell you my suspicions and I'm wrong? You think I can just walk away?
So what do you suggest?
I'll give you the names of the last 2 clients I referred to Gavin. That's harmless enough. You look into them. You find anything, maybe we can talk.
Fine.
Sure.
Give them to me.
Here.
I don't think that the game would let us say
I
no.
will get to the bottom of this.
I hope so.
I
But
think it
until
would,
you
but
do,
thou
leave
must
me out of
us.
it. Now get out. I've done all I can.
Is this what you lived for, Danny? Was it worth it? You were a good man, Danny. You deserved a better legacy than this. Well, maybe we both did.
So it looks like we've got to track down these 2 names.
Huh? Oh, sure. Who are they?
We've got a Tiffany Walters. She lives on Thompson Street, just south of Washington Square.
And the other?
Jamie Graham. She's a student up at Columbia.
Didn't you go to school there?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Charming.
Here we go. New space.
I can't just start pressing buttons at random. They're all locked.
But he could go inside.
That's way too heavy. I just can't come to...
No, okay. I was thinking he could stick his head inside the mailboxes.
There's nothing on there I need. Flyers for guitar lessons, computer repair, and furniture. Although this one looks interesting.
Attention, fellow residents, it has come to my attention that many of you have set up insecure Wi-Fi networks. That's fine, assuming you want every single New York uni student on the block to leech off you and slow your systems to a crawl. If you're like the rest of us, you might want to learn how to add a password to your system. And here's one piece of advice. Your dog's name is not a secure password. How do we find out about the dog's name? Also, how do we connect to their Wi-Fi? I would have assumed it would be in here. Can you go upstairs?
Stay close to the door, Red. I'm heading in.
After you, Joey.
Wandering aimlessly through random apartments is probably not the best way to do this. Nope, still...
It's the dog's name in all the Fallouts, Salah.
Nope, still a ghost.
Every single one, the
Does it
dog
want a
has the
hug?
same name.
I can't just... They're all locked. There's nothing... Locked.
Okay, no, it seems that, doesn't feel like this is useful, so we'll go to the school.
Sneaking through the Columbia campus at night isn't how I envisioned coming back here. Keypad locks. Those are new.
We can send him in the room, though.
Hello? Looks like the coast is
Hey,
clear.
Thief Stay. Welcome, welcome. Cheers, mate. Hope you're having a good day.
I know what this is. It's a cassette player. I think it replaced the 8-track not too long ago. Those are some fearsome-looking shoes.
They are indeed wooing us.
Looks like a bunch... Looks like textbooks. I have no idea what this thing is.
He doesn't recognize a
I have no
laptop.
idea what to do with that thing. Well, we've learned one thing by coming here. Jamie's a slob. Looks like a poster for a band called
Epileptic Fish.
Seriously, epileptic fish. Looks like a schedule of some kind. Every item is marked by a letter and number code. I can't make heads or tails of it. Looks like a bunch of junk to me.
You don't get a window one. So that was everything. How is this helpful?
Just a sec.
There's a keypad.
Okay, we've only got 9,999 possible combinations. Well, actually, 10,000 because there's 0000. We've only got 10,000 possible combinations, unless it also uses the hash key. Okay, and star. We've got modestly more than 10,000 possible combinations. It's what? 4 pick 12? So 12 by 12 by 12 by 12? 12 by 12 by 12 by 12. 20,700 possible combinations. The sooner we start, the sooner we finish. Whilst not wrong... So nothing in here was a, like, nothing in here when we looked at it gave us a number.
Looks like a schedule of some
This
kind.
was the closest
Every
thing
item
to a
is marked
number.
by a letter and number code. I can't make heads or tails. Let's talk.
What is it, Joey?
What should we do?
You figure out that code yet? I'm sure there's a clue around here somewhere.
I mean, you say that, but
Alright,
we
let's get
inspected everything. And there was no code.
It's the door to...
Oh, I didn't notice that this is as...
It says, remember Waterloo.
The Battle of Waterloo? The Year of Waterloo? Presumably the Year of Waterloo, right? Which is when? 1815. Does it really expect us to look this up Oh, no, we can Google it. Where's our phone? The Battle of Waterloo was fought in June of 1815 near Waterloo, present-day Belgium. Then part of the United Kingdom of the Netherlands. Yes, we can Oogle. I can't believe it's not Google.
There's a key...
No, it was only 4 numbers, Salah, so it was the year. Okay, we've broken into their room.
No
Can we
point.
steal their radio?
Have a tape and it must have sentimental value.
Can we steal
I'm
their
not-
shoes? Can we steal their laptop? Epileptic fish? No.
Looks like a poster for a band called Epileptic
Epileptic
Fish. I've heard of those.
fish. Let's try that again. No. It might have been case sensitive.
Looks like a poster. I've heard
And
of...
epileptic and fish both need capitals. No. I could at least wait before trying to steal their stuff. Never!
I don't need Jamie's class schedule. We don't need any of... We don't need it.
New items. Always.
I'm-
Immediately. All the items.
Pretty typical for... I'm a... Random knickknacks and boxes of cosmetics. Nothing important. We don't need it. This is really old. Does anyone listen to cassette tapes anymore? It must be something she had as a child. There's nothing useful in there.
My hopes hinged on the desk. Waterloo? Gavin?
Hey, Joey?
What do you think we should do,
What is it?
Joey?
So?
You went to this school, right? Give the room the once over. Maybe you'll recognize something that I don't.
Yeah, so he's saying look at the laptop, basically.
That's all.
Yeah.
What if we swap to asking for the
Come
hint the
here,
other way
Frank. What is
around?
You went to this school, right?
No, it doesn't give
Alright,
us a
let's hear it.
different... Usually they give you different text depending on who you ask the other one for a hint as, but in this case it's giving us the same one.
Looks like a poster for a band called Epileptic Fish. I've heard of those guys. I'm not sure they play together anymore. These books are pretty generic. They wouldn't tell me anything. Just some textbooks covering a variety of subjects. They seem to be the only books in the room. You would think a college kid would have more than this.
Alas, it's all digital now, even the lectures.
Random knickknacks and boxes of...
It's a mess. Look, clothes are on the floor and on the bed.
We don't need an...
Password.
It's the door to... I don't need to take it.
Can we just open it all the time now? Yes. At least we don't have to open it, repeatedly. You want us to try 1815 again? No. And I did try Waterloo. Napoleon?
I don't need to... It says...
Remember Waterloo? I was hoping that the poster would be like, listen to our newest hit, this song name. And then we try the song name as the password. Well, you know, our newest album name. No, none of this was just the exit. We could oogle. Yeah, we haven't tried oogling the band. That's an idea. City Underground. Epileptic Fish reunion rumor squashed. Lead singer Alistair Howe confirmed that the former indie electronica group was not, contrary to some online sources, going to get back together. They still play our stuff in the underground clubs, and that's great, but we've all gone our separate ways. Alistair Howe? Alistair. Alistair Howe? City Underground? Yeah, we didn't try Howl by itself. There. I mean, am I meant to...
Does anyone listen?
Am I meant to Google old radio? Yeah, gotta spell it right. Yeah, we were told that passwords shouldn't be the dog's name. But we haven't found any dogs. Or hints about dogs. Maybe I can look up Alistair Howe. No results found. That was the only thing. Is there any other proper nouns in epileptic fish? No, there were no other proper nouns.
It's the door to Jamie's dorm room.
What, you want it to be their own name? No. Password? No. Is it a new item in our list of things that we can think about? No. The ghost says, look at stuff in this room. We've already asked the same thing.
Joey.
What is it?
From both sides as well. So if we ask for the hint...
So, any ideas?
You went to this school, right? Give the room the once-over. Maybe you'll recognize something that I don't.
That's
and the only thing that he sees as differently to her, as in recognize something that she doesn't, is that she knows that this is a laptop, whereas he says this is a strange box. No, the drawer's empty.
There's nothing useful in there.
So it's definitely implying that we should be doing something to the laptop, but... Jamie's Noodleski.
Looks like a poster for a... I've heard of those guys.
I mean, okay, yeah, she does recognize the band, and we've oogled the band, but that doesn't give us anything. We tried all the proper nouns in here. We tried city, underground. We tried Alistair Howe.
This looks like a class schedule. I recognize a bunch of the course codes from when I studied here.
You remember that after all this time?
It wasn't that long ago.
If you say so.
Let's see. She's mostly taking English and history classes.
Uh-huh.
Now this is interesting. She's taking the same writing class that I did.
That's interesting.
Well, it is to me. She's even got the same professor.
I'm sure we had clicked
It's Jamie's
that.
class schedule. There's nothing special about it, except that she took the same writing class I did. Random knickknacks. It's Jamie's class
Yeah,
schedule.
no.
There's nothing special about it, except that she took the same writing class I...
No, I'm more surprised by... Like, yes, there's something to do with the class. But I was certain that I had clicked on that, and she just...
It's Jamie's class schedule.
I mustn't have. I did... Ugh, this is the way with these things. It's always the one thing that you haven't done. Okay. It's always the one room that you didn't use the monocular vision on. It might also have been that we didn't trigger it until the Oogle search. Yeah, there might have been some flag thing. How does this help us, though? Does it give us something to go to? No. Let's make a save. And if we autosave load, where does it put us? In the same location anyway.
It's Jamie's class schedule. There's nothing special. Elaine Appleton was Jamie's English professor. Mine too, oddly enough.
Maybe we can Google Professor Appleton. Yes, we can. Columbia University English Department. Elaine Appleton. Creative Writing. Office hours, 4 till 8. Contact 212-555-5510.
Hello?
Hi, is this Elaine Appleton?
That's me. Who's this?
Rosangela Blackwell. I was in your class around 10 years ago.
Rosangela! Yes, of course I remember you. It's been a long time. I saw you had a book published. Is that right?
Something like that. Do you have a few minutes?
Sure. What can I help you with?
Tell me Jamie's
I wanted
password.
to ask about a student of yours, Jamie Graham.
Oh, her. Yes. So tragic. What happened?
Tragic?
Oh, they've
You don't
died.
know? She died just last week.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. Did you know her well?
No, not really. But could I ask you some questions about her?
I'm not sure what I can tell you that I already didn't tell the police, but go ahead.
How did they die?
I'm not sure. No foul play, if that's what you're asking. It was a clot in the brain or something
They had
like
a stroke?
Really?
That's what the police said anyway.
Why were the police involved? If she died by natural causes, why involve them?
I wondered the same thing myself. The detective, a man named Durkin, I believe,
Ah.
was forthcoming.
What can you tell me about Jamie?
I hate to speak ill of her, but she was a
Disappointment.
At first, she was very keen about her work. She was a brilliant writer, but that brilliance soon faded. By midterm, she'd show up for class late and hungover, when she showed up at all. And as for what she was wearing, well, let's just say it wasn't appropriate.
What was she
What's
wearing?
wrong with her clothes?
I'm no prude, but what she was wearing should stay in Munray's where it belongs.
Munray's?
It's a nightclub. It's a popular hangout for the students here.
And Jamie went there.
She wore their t-shirts, so I'd assume yes.
We have to go to a nightclub, it looks.
What made her brilliant?
She had a way of infecting you with her passion. When she loved something, she could make you love it too. She had a keen interest in Middle Eastern history, so it was no surprise that most of her work had Middle Eastern themes to them. But as I said, that faded with time. She stopped having a passion for much of anything, I think. Such a waste.
I'm surprised you remember me after all this time.
Well, it was my first year as a professor, and you did stand out.
I did?
The coffee? The cup you spilled all over my desk?
Oh, God. I completely forgot about that.
I didn't. I had to let those papers dry out all night.
What do you know about Munray's?
What's Munray's like?
I wouldn't know. My clubbing days are long gone. I'd just embarrass myself.
What do you know about yourself?
That's who I'm talking to right now.
What do you know about
Is there
Jamie?
anything else you could tell me about Jamie?
If there's anything specific you'd like to know, just ask.
What do you know about
Have
Gavin?
you ever heard of a man named Gavin?
Gavin? Can't say I know any Gavin.
Yes, I've been a professor for 12 years, but I've never run into a Gavin.
Do you ever go up to the High Line?
It's gorgeous, isn't it? My husband and I went for a walk there last summer.
But you haven't been back since.
No, we haven't. Why?
Oh, no reason. Do you know a guy named Jeremy Sams?
No, I don't know anyone with that name.
Salah, you'll run into a lot of names really quickly being a teacher. And a lot of interesting ones at that. I remember that there was a foreign student studying while I was doing the tutoring at the uni and teaching. And there was a assumed name Hugh G. Wang. I can only assume they knew what they were doing when they chose their assumed English name.
Why were the police involved? If she died by natural causes, why
Yeah,
involve
humongous. No, but they were Hugh Wang.
The detective,
Huge
a man
Wang.
named Durkin, I believe, wasn't very forthcoming.
Okay,
should
looks like you're done.
Sure.
Now if we call the policeman...
Hi, it's me again. I was just checking in. Any word on Jeremy's murder?
Nothing yet. You got any?
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you about Jamie Graham.
Who?
Jamie, a Columbia student. I was told you were looking into it.
You get around, don't you?
I think Jamie and Jeremy might be connected. Could we talk somewhere?
Why should I do that?
Look, you owe me, and I might be able to help you out again.
You could, huh?
Like you said, I get around.
What the hell? I need a cup of coffee anyway. You know a place in Alphabet City called the Cup of Coffee?
It's not that kind of helping him out.
See you there.
Hi.
Hi, you're new here, aren't you?
Yeah, my first time.
I knew it. I never forget a face.
It's so tempting, but I've already had more coffee today than I should. Do you know the detective over there?
Durkin? He's a regular.
It's so tempting, but I've already had more coffee. Thanks.
Have a
Okay.
good night.
She's not really a real person.
Hi. Detective Durkin?
Oh, it's you.
She is the most NPC of NPCs.
So why are you looking into Jamie's death? Her teacher said it was natural.
Well, she was right. It looked that way, sure enough.
And?
Her body was found in a dumpster off of Amsterdam. Natural or not, how did the body get in there?
How did the body get in Europe?
A dumpster. So it was murder.
I didn't say that. It was 3 blocks away from some nightclub. We learned she was a regular, so we went over. She bought it in the upstairs room. Some kind of VIP area. 1 minute, dancing the night away. The next, lights out.
She dies and her body teleports to Europe?
She was dead.
Anyway, the bouncer saw it and freaked, so he snuck her out and dumped her. Like I said, cut and dry. Case closed.
So, any progress?
Look, you helped us out on the ID, but don't push it. You know about as much as I do.
How are you sure she wasn't murdered?
We have this thing called a coroner's report.
Right. What did it say?
I don't know the medical term, but some kind of brain vessel burst. It happened.
Aneurysm.
One thing's for sure. It was no murder. Just rotten luck.
What do you know about
This club
the
where she
nightclub?
died. It was Munray's, wasn't it?
You get around. Yeah, that was the place.
What do you know about the professor?
Spoke to Professor Appleton.
The grandkids prof? Yeah, why?
No reason, really.
What do you know about
Throwing
Jamie?
me like trash. That's horrible.
You're surprised? You know what happened up on the High Line. Some people are animals. They choke someone's mother to death for no good reason.
What do you know about Gavin?
Do you know anyone named Gavin?
You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
See? He knows Gavin's.
I'm not sure what he does yet.
Yet?
Have you heard of him or not?
Nah, sorry.
Do you know
How did
Jeremy?
Jeremy die? What was the cause of death, I mean?
Small caliber bullet to the back of the head. He never saw it coming.
That's horrible.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Has this ever happened
Have
on the
sensible
highway?
gun control.
Not like that, no. The place used to be a dump. They cleaned it up good, but some grime, you can't wash off.
And no, there's no anything. Can you tell me more about the coroner's report, say?
Nothing too important. Why?
I don't know. Could I see it? You do owe me.
I don't know about that, but you certainly do get around. Look, I can't give you the actual report, but I can give you the gist. You might be nuts, but for some reason, I think you're alright.
Thanks.
Don't thank me. You owe me now. You got a phone?
Yeah.
When we finish here, I'll send you a message.
Okay.
How come Munray's is still open after what they did?
How do you think any club stays open? They offer favors and spread money around to the right people, and the whole thing never happened. It's all hushed up. Nothing in the papers even.
And it looks like we're done.
See ya.
So this was to trigger him to give us a copy of the coroner's report.
Hey, check it out. I got a message from Durkin.
Uh-huh.
I don't see any messages. I really don't see any messages. Oh, it's a note. Subject: Jamie Graham. Blood work clean. No signs of harmful or illegal substances. Cause of death: traumatic hemorrhage due to spontaneous bleeding into brain. Oh yeah, there's a tiny drip here. You can see it goes from being at the top of here and then it drops down to the floor. What do you think we should do now?
What's going on?
Not much I can.
Must we go over?
Not much I can do.
Must.
Okay, and what about the other way?
That's all.
Yeah. Let's have a.
Uh-huh.
We should scope out the area. See what's what.
You want me to look
All right,
around? Sure.
Tiffany's name is written on her buzzer. She's in apartment 2, right on the ground floor. Just a bunch of mailbox. Tiff's mailbox.
Then why didn't she look at that when I said to...
Tiffany's mailbox is on the
That is so aggravating.
flyers for guitar. Although no response.
Yay.
They're all locked.
Don't know what I can do. Just a bunch of mailbox. Tiff's mailbox is on the bottom row. Let's have a... It's too dark to make anything out. It's too...
If you...
Joey, I'd like to talk.
What's going on?
No, I don't want that. I want
That's
Yeah.
Joey to move out the way. I want you to hold the slot open.
locked.
No, hold the slot open.
Locked.
So that there can be more light.
Come here for a minute.
What?
All right.
Sure.
Let's.
Like, I want her to prop the little flappy flap open so that there can be more light so that he can
dark to
read.
Make anything out. It's too.
Do we use phone on... No. There's no, like, torchlight function where you can use phone on mailbox.
Locked.
Ooh, new mail. My name is Scott Haynes. My wife Madison told me you were badgering her and my mother with questions. My family has been through a great ordeal and doesn't need you to stir things up. I don't want to get the police involved, but I will. What if we leave, go home, and ask for a hint while we're here instead?
Joey, I'd
Because
like
maybe
to
we're not meant to be doing that door.
Yeah.
So?
We need to find out more about Tiffany, her friends, family. She's got to have somebody.
That's all.
Yeah.
Surely we're not meant to Google Tiffany. Yeah, no results found. Good.
Tiffany's name is... She's in apartment 2, right on the... Locked. Flyers for... Although... Locked.
We don't have any keys. And in fact, it's even taken away our beautiful pamphlet with yarn attached.
Locked.
Wait, why did it let me use business
I've already
card?
put a card in the slot.
Okay, we don't prop open the little flappy thing with our hand. We prop open the little flappy thing with our business card. Now we can become him and we'll be able to
It
see.
looks the same. Let's.
Oh, it's not propping it open, it's the fact that it glows in the dark. Okay, I mean that does make some sense.
I can just make out the return address. This letter is from someone named R. Abu.
No, if we go look at our business cards, she makes a big deal about them being glow in the dark, and she's made big deals about them being glow in the dark before. In part of the story.
I've had it with this low-profile stuff, although it's not the conversation starter I thought it would be. I got these business cards made up a few months ago. They glow in the dark.
It's so cool. Okay, so what was it? R. Abu?
Too many results. Whoever R. Abu is, I won't find it this way. Locked. Joey, I'd like to...
You
Now what?
Not much.
Must we go?
That's all.
Yeah.
And it's not somewhere we can go, Thief's Day.
Joey.
You.
So?
Did that professor...
She might have.
Then I don't know what you're waiting for.
So?
Did that professor say anything about where Jamie might have gone?
She might have.
Then I don't know what you're waiting for. We need to follow any lead we've got.
Maybe I meant to Google Munrays?
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, we're meant to Google Munrays to get the address. Voted the city's #1 nightclub by Time Magazine. All the best in house, trance, and electronica. Special guest DJ Tomo. Is DJ Tomo the laptop password? No.
A $20 cover for this dump? You got robbed.
What?
I said you got robbed.
I look like a slob?
No. Well, yes, kinda. Just forget it.
Yep, we've got all sorts of rainbow colors happening.
Hi. I can't just chat with some stranger. Not here, anyway. Hi. He's just looking at me funny. I guess he doesn't want to talk to me. Hi. Hello. They're ignoring me. Hi. Hi, got a sec? Hello? She's serving a bunch of customers on the other side. I can't get her attention. Excuse me, could I ask? Hello?
Dance floor is even worse.
The arm. Yeah, that's not gonna work. The last time I drank on the job, it didn't end too well. Although believe me, I'm tempted.
We drank all that wine and it let us solve the puzzle of the strangling lady.
Placed all over the club.
Ah, Joey. Turn the speakers off.
Ghost. Still can't.
Yeah, but if you stay near the speakers, you'll shut them up, because that's what you do.
I can't touch.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Does it want a hug?
Damn it!
Boy, if I could touch it, that would sure be great.
I wanted him to say I can't touch it again. Can you go up into the VIP area? Ooh, hello.
You're Jamie Graham, aren't you?
Do I know you?
Sure. You go to Columbia, right? I think I've seen you around there.
Aren't you a bit old to be hanging around a college campus?
I'm a late bloomer.
Is that right?
Anyway, I'm Joey.
Holy moly, this is a lot of text options.
Are you alone here tonight? That's a crime.
Whatever. I'm here with friends.
Friends, huh?
They'll be here any minute.
Well, in the meantime, how about we get to know each other?
How about not?
You come here often? Don't think I've seen you before.
Maybe you have, but I know I've never seen you.
Eh?
I wouldn't forget a Rat Pack reject like you. What's up with that, anyway?
My gosh.
I'll have you know, this fabric is top of the line.
Look at me, I'm impressed.
Interesting music, huh?
It's alright.
So, how about a drink?
No thanks.
Come on, just one drink and a conversation. If you still don't like me, you can dump it on me. Deal?
Don't tempt me.
Are you even old enough to be in here?
Sure I am. I've got the best ID money can buy.
Care to dance?
Whatever. No, this music sucks.
So, what brings you here?
It's a place to go, right?
It's a place, I'll give it that. I need you to tell me the last thing you remember.
Why?
Just trust me.
this line actually work?
Come to think of it, no, it never does. Why are you being like this? You barely know me.
Please, I've already got a dog back home.
Oh.
Hey, now that's a bit uncalled.
What's the dog's name?
His name is Benji.
Benji!
We've got a lot in common.
That's all I need. Goodbye. I have a hint for your password. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Although there was a sign that I should read.
It says this room is off limits, but I think that only applies to living people.
Come on, Rosa. Time to go. Benji. Aha! All sorts of mail. Benji at Columbia. From Don Graham. Hey kid, are you doing okay? Just thought I'd check in. You're doing alright out there. Things are the same back west. Drop your mother a line and let her know how you're doing. Everyone here in Illinois misses you. Love, Dad. Jamie, did you hear that Allie and John got married? They eloped last week. It made Mum furious. They're living in Mattoon now. You'd think they would want to move further away, but whatevers. Come visit soon. Lisa, Tenzin, Jamie, I think I've taken you as far as I can, dear. This dark energy around you just won't lift, and it might be beyond my abilities. Come by my office as soon as you can. I'm going to send you to someone who can do the job better than I can. Sebastian Frederick. Hey, Jamie, I just wanted to let you know that I had a great time last night. The past few weeks have been great even. Do you want to get together again? Tomorrow? Seb. Gavin, thank you for getting in touch with me. Lisa told me about your problem and I believe I can help. It will require some extreme changes in your life, but I think you can handle it. Let's meet together and remember things are never as bad as they seem. Her dad again. Is what I'm hearing true? Are you really failing 3 subjects? Jamie, you were doing so well. What's gotten into you? Call me. Dad. Seb, you know what? Forget it. You want to get high and piss away your life in that Munray's dump? Then go right ahead. I don't care. I'm done. What the hell happened to you? Mail that had previously been unread. Jamie, is what they say true? Please answer and say it's not true. Sarah. So presumably they're saying that she's dead. Hi, my name is Jeremy Sams, and I'm a reporter with the City Post. I was hoping to chat with you about your experiences with Gavin. We can do it over the phone, or I can buy you a coffee. Ladies' choice. Jeremy Sams, City Post. And then Seb, so you finally did it. You spiraled out of control and ended up where I thought you would. Jesus, why am I writing this? I know you're dead. This is stupid. I go to that nightclub hoping to see you. Why? I don't know. Why'd you even do this, Jamie? Everything was so good. Death is a really big change. I don't see how any of that helps us, unless it lets us tell the policeman something new.
No answer. I guess you turned to...
Or it gives us something to talk to her about in the club.
Jamie?
Oh, what?
No.
I've got it.
Can we make it play Fish, Epileptic Fish? Yes! We know that she likes this. Achievement unlocked, music lover. And now, what's the bet that she'll be willing to dance?
Jamie?
Oh, what?
Care to dance?
Why not? I love this song.
Let's do the fusion core dance. Ask about her.
Tell me about yourself.
You got a question? Ask it.
What do you study?
Nothing important. How about you? What did you study back in the Dark Ages?
Nominally, I think we're a gangster. It's not clear. We don't really know our backstory, so I'm going to go with politics.
Politics.
Really? I can sort of see that. You've got the smooth-talking part down, I'll give you that. Too bad. You might have gotten along.
She realizes she's dead?
So, what's the deal with this place anyway?
What do you mean?
It's loud, it's got zero class. Why come here?
To be free, of course. To be really alive, you need to let yourself go. I used to be so scared of places like this. But they're so liberating, don't you think? I could die tomorrow. Life's too short.
She does not realize that she's dead.
You said you could die tomorrow. Do you ever think about that?
Geez, what's with the doom and gloom?
You brought it up, not me.
I can't think about that. If and when I go, I want to say I enjoyed my life.
And have you?
What kind of question is that? Of course I have.
Liberation?
I think you're liberated.
Yes, I feel so free now. I always felt something was missing. I needed to get out of my stuffy room and live.
And you do that by coming here?
I have fun. I've never had so much fun before. And I'm happy, damn it. So much happier.
You don't sound happier.
You were scared of this place?
Places like it. I didn't think it was me. I never would have thought of going to a place like this a year ago. But now, I can't think of anything else.
So, tell me about yourself.
You got a question? Ask it.
So we asked about her studies.
So, what do you do when you're not lighting up the dance floor?
Nothing much. How about you?
I help spirits move to the next word. That counts as my work. What do I do in my spare time? I do pretty girls in my spare time.
Ouch, that was awful.
Really? I thought it was pretty smooth myself.
Look at me, I'm swooning.
We can do one more.
Tell me about yourself.
You got a question? Ask it.
How's home?
Nowhere special. Where are you from?
I don't actually know where I'm from. Presumably
New
here.
York, born and raised.
Somehow I could tell.
What about Arabu?
Arabu?
Huh? No.
Do you know about the coroner's report about your dead body?
I heard this horrible story the other day.
Really?
It was about a girl who died in a place like this and was thrown into a dumpster.
Jesus, what the hell is wrong with you?
Look, forget it.
You say the weirdest things.
What about the club?
It's the only place you go?
For now. I'll move on eventually, but for now, this is where I want to be.
She'll move on. What about your professor?
Professor Appleton.
No. I don't come here to talk about school.
What about yourself?
Right here. If I have a question, I can just ask her.
What about
Do
Gavin?
you know anyone named Gavin?
Shut up and dance.
What about the High Line?
To the High Line?
The what line?
Never mind.
And what about Jeremy?
Say, do you know a guy named Jeremy?
Huh? No.
Then we've asked about everything.
I've got a scram, but don't you go anywhere.
I make no promises.
You call this... for...
Oh, I don't want to go back up there. I don't see how any of that helps us.
Joey.
What's going on?
What should we do?
So,
We need to find out more about Tiffany. Her friends, family. She's got to have somebody.
Am I meant to look up her family?
That's all.
Yeah.
Let's go back to her room and find out her family's names, because I've already forgotten. And then let's try Googling her family. So we can try Seb Frederick. Nope. We can try Sarah Elmalay. Nope. We can try Don Graham. No. I think those are the only new people, because this is the psychic lady that we already know. Yeah.
No answer. I guess.
What if we ask for a hint from the other way around? No, not the club. What if we ask for a hint from the other way around?
Hey, get over here.
What is it?
Did that professor say anything?
She might.
Then I don't know what you're...
So that's basically saying go to the club.
Joey.
You ran.
So.
Did that professor...
She might.
Then I don't know.
And now that's saying go to the club. Yeah. It's the same both ways. But we already asked her everything we could at the club.
Ahem. Hello? She's trouble. Are you Seb? I said, are you Seb?
Yeah, I heard. Do I know you?
No, but we have a mutual.
Okay, so this triggers this guy to not just be some random, but to be a real person.
Sorry, don't know her.
I read the email you wrote to Jamie.
That was private.
Sorry, I know. It couldn't be helped.
So, what do you want?
I'm trying to learn about her.
I'll save you the trouble. She was a drug addict, a dropout in her teens. Then she spun out of control.
You here alone?
Yeah, and I like it that way.
She was a drug addict.
Yeah, big time. She kept trying to get me on the stuff. Called me boring. Boring, right. At least I'm not dead.
She dropped out of school.
Not yet. When she stopped going to class. She was going to drop out or get kicked out. One or the other.
Why was Jamie a tease?
No reason. Forget it.
What about drugs?
So Jamie was a drug addict.
Not that it's any of your business, but yeah. Always bragging about getting high on E every night, like she was proud of it. She tried to get me on the stuff. Said I needed to loosen up. Look where it got her.
I want to exit this and try and mix and match our new thing about drugs.
Well,
later.
Because drugs plus coroner's report.
Now this is interesting. Seb said that Jamie was a drug addict, but her blood work came back clean. Something's not right here.
Did Seb lie? About Jamie?
I can't see any.
Okay, no, maybe I just used that fact
Hi,
in the conversation with him.
Seb, you told me that Jamie was on drugs a lot, but Jamie never used drugs.
What do you mean?
I spoke to a cop. He saw the autopsy report. She was completely clean.
It's impossible. She was always talking about ecstasy, trying to get me on it.
If she took anything, it wasn't stronger than cough medicine.
I don't believe this.
I've got the report right here. Sort of. Do you want the cop's number?
No, I don't want his number. Why would she lie about something like that? That's crazy.
You tell me.
I do.
Yeah, maybe I did. She wanted to be interesting. She always thought she was boring. But she wasn't. She was fantastic. She read Robert Ashbless, for God's sake. How many girls read Ashbless?
I've read Ashbless.
She wanted to live, she said. Feel alive. She was sick. Told everyone she was taking drugs, not having the guts to really do it. Stupid girl. I honestly thought that she and I... God, look at me. What the hell am I doing here? Is this me now? Following her ghost around like some lovesick puppy?
Very literally, her ghost is here.
We're sick.
There's a sign that said I could try and climb over, but
Can we now talk to her about Seb?
Hey, kid.
Hey, you.
What about Seb lying? We can't ask her about Seb lying.
So,
You got it.
No, that's just the same.
Okay.
I've got
So no, it doesn't look like there's anything else here. What if we try and break into her room again? At the very least, once we're in her room, we're allowed to talk to him.
I'm not talking.
Yeah, then move through the door.
Come here for a minute.
Yes.
Did that professor say...
She might.
Then I don't know...
He's still saying go to the nightclub.
Alright.
What if we ask the other way around?
Hey,
What's going on?
so?
Did that professor... Then I don't-
Same thing.
That's all.
Yeah.
So simply talking to him wasn't enough. How is talking to him and having him... Maybe we can call the policeman now. And say, guy she knew says he's on
He turned
drugs.
his phone off.
No. Do we have a new email? No. Ah, his phone's not on, but we can go talk to him.
Do you know an
Nah.
thrown away like
You're surprised. Some people...
No, that's the same.
so?
Look, you know...
And he hasn't made any progress on the other thing. What about you?
Hi again. Hi. It's so.
No, we're still not allowed to have coffee. Maybe the professor has new information?
Hello?
Hi, Elaine.
Rosangela, what can I help you with?
Why were the police involved?
I wanted the detective.
Same thing.
I don't know. At the time, young, sheltered girl, most just fine. I could tell she was troubled, but I remember you being a bit closed off.
Yes.
That's the same.
You said she.
Well, like I said, at the time, a young, sheltered, most, I could tell I remember.
Yes. What made her.
Well, like I said, she had.
That's the same. I don't think any of these will have changed, but...
Does the name.
I would.
That's what. Is there.
If there's a.
Have you.
Gavin?
Do you. But you have.
No.
Oh, no. Do you ever go up to.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? My husband and I went for a walk there last summer.
But you.
That's
haven't been
different.
Since.
No.
Oh, no. Do you know a guy named Jeremy Sams?
No.
No,
I don't know
Benito.
anyone with that.
This is playing through the game.
I should get.
Sure.
Trying to puzzle it out for a first time.
There's nothing in there where. I don't need to use that phone. I'm mobile now.
I've heard there are jobs here.
Ay.
Lion tamer.
I can't think of anything I'd want to watch. My radio listening days stopped when Joey came along. It's fine where it is. It's the last article It was about 3 college kids. It's a poster for a movie called... This African ghost drum is supposed to keep ghosts away when you play it. It, doesn't.
I mean, unless we're supposed to check out more of her text lines that seemed like they were just going to be the same.
Hey, kid.
Hey, you.
So,
You got it.
So,
Nothing. Oh.
So,
You got it.
So,
Nothing.
girl. So,
You got. Nothing.
English.
For a guy who studied English.
So,
You got.
So,
Nothing.
history.
Really?
History because she's interested in Middle Eastern.
Something about Middle Eastern history always fascinated me.
You know, I used to be the same way. Everyone has their own opinion about what goes on there, but it's so ancient. But you can never truly understand anything unless you know where it came from.
I know what you mean. Things move so fast nowadays.
I know, right? Nobody else gets it.
And you do?
Thought I did, once. Maybe we can talk more about it sometime?
I'd like that. So.
You got a question?
So.
Nothing much.
Okay, so we were meant to find the right answer in here, and I just assumed that they would all be the same, but you have to find the correct response.
This usually isn't my...
Really?
Not anymore.
Nah. So what do you...
Ashbless.
Ashbless was always a favorite of mine.
Really? I used to read him all the time. Which is your favorite?
I felt that this was going to be the same, Miss Morgan, as the dialogue tree we had with the guard for the mental institution, where you had like 4 dialogue options that all split into 5 more dialogue options that all just collapsed back down to no.
The first one?
Really? What was it called?
Yeah, you know, I forget.
Look at me, I'm surprised.
Okay, we need to go find out more about Ashbless.
Scram.
What was the first name, though?
So.
You gotta... Nothing. Really?
Not anymore.
Nah.
Robert Ashbless.
Robert.
Oh, I like... I've got a scram.
You'd think that those books should be in the books that were in her room if she's interested in them, but... Sir Robert Pelham Ashbless, 1882 to 1957. An English author whose body of work includes novels, short stories, plays, and song lyrics. Today, he is best known for the Anubis at the Gate novels. So now we can become him and hopefully say Anubis at the Gate.
So.
You got... Nothing. Really?
Not anymore.
Nah.
Here's the...
No. She...
Pens.
Oh,
Wrong one.
no.
Not anymore.
Nah.
Ashbless. Anubis at the Gate.
Was always a favorite.
Oh yeah, if you want to go with a popular one.
You don't like it?
Oh, sure, it's great, but that's the first one people always pick. You wrote other stuff, you know.
Like what?
Oh, dark drawings and drawing the last. If you liked Anubis, you'd like those too.
Really? I'd have to look them up sometime.
I've got a bunch in storage somewhere. Maybe I can let you borrow one sometime?
I'd like that.
And now we have to work out her third thing.
So,
You got it.
where are you from?
Nowhere special. Where are you from?
New York wasn't the correct answer. Her dad mentioned out west.
Out west.
Really, whereabouts?
Was it Illinois?
Illinois.
No way, so am I. Where in
Yeah,
Illinois?
it was Illinois. I remember Mattoon.
Mattoon.
No way. I grew up 20 minutes from there.
Really?
Really? Mattoon. It's even a smaller town than mine.
Yeah, well, that's why I left.
I know the feeling. Although, I miss it in a way. We should talk about the old place sometime.
I'd like that very much.
How about right now?
Huh?
Not sometime. Right now. God, I hate this place. Why do I come here every night? To have fun? I just feel more miserable. Let's get out of here.
Sounds good to me, gorgeous. Where to? We can go anywhere.
Well, my dorm isn't far.
Your dorm?
Yes. The John Jay Dormitory, room 402.
Well,
Pretty young girl is asking us back to her room. What?
I get the feeling we're going to be good for each other.
It's turned into a dating sim?
More interesting.
my last memory of this place. Let's go. I'll be back in my dorm. Don't keep me waiting long, okay?
The ghosts haven't been able to move, but we're angry.
What did you do to that girl?
I haven't done it yet.
Are you sure she's even legal?
Legal? She's dead.
This is disgusting.
To her room.
Seriously going in there to... I mean, can you even? You know?
I don't know. It's never come up before.
That's disgusting.
Look, believe it or not, I do have a small modicum of class. I'll do what I gotta do. No more and no less.
If you say so, Joey. But don't think I won't go in there. I won't want to, but I will. God, no.
Oh, I have control of her instead of him.
You came.
I told you I would.
It's so cold in here. I don't think I've ever been so cold. Look at me, I'm freezing. Come warm me up.
We said we wouldn't do this.
Look, this is wrong.
Wrong. You like me, don't you?
Of course I do. You're great. It's just, I think I'm here for the wrong reasons.
I don't care. You can't leave. When you're around, I feel like myself. Does that make any sense? It's like I remember who I'm supposed to be, not what Gavin told me to be.
Gavin?
He's full of crap.
Ah.
I was just a bit lost, and he took advantage.
Just what did he do?
Look at you, so chivalrous. He told me I was dying, that I was wasting my life. Maybe he was right. Nose in a book or a computer, that was me. He said I had to stop studying and start living, have a full life, have fun. But after meeting you, I remember, my life wasn't so bad, was it?
Only you can judge that.
I had my family, I had a few friends, I liked my classes, I even had a sort of boyfriend.
She admits to
Why didn't I see that? I didn't have to be so
to being a tease to Seb.
You're far from home. It messes with your head. People get confused. It happens.
Sure, that's obvious now, isn't it? It's like I couldn't think straight. Even right up until the end,
The end of what?
Oh, she realized she's dead.
The end of what?
It's so cold in here.
I'm sorry you died.
Sorry, I'm dead and you're sorry. Is this really happening?
It's already happened.
I died. In the club. I died. I remember it perfectly. It was like being ripped apart.
I know. It happened to me once too.
But it's over now?
Yes, dear. It's over.
So what now?
Red, I know you're listening. That's your cue.
And now we schlurp you. Schlurp.
Jamie.
Yeah. It's just so much to take in.
It's so big. It just goes on forever.
Just float into the light and I'm gone.
I don't know what happens after, but yes. Just head toward the light.
So this is it. I'm really dead. Gavin told me to live life to the fullest. Ironic, huh?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
If I had only taken a minute to think about what I was doing... But it's too late for that, isn't it?
Yes.
Gavin, he's going to do this to someone else. I know it. I feel it. He's already done it. Countless times.
Do you know where we can find him?
We'd meet on campus. I don't know where he lives. Funny. Didn't seem suspicious at the time. It's fading. Everything is just fading.
We'll get to him. We'll stop him. It's what we do.
Promise?
It's time to go, Jamie.
I know. Tell Joey I said bye.
Sure.
And if he needs a cold shower or anything, tell him I'm sorry.
Ew.
You got her off okay?
Yeah, she's gone.
Her head, but...
Good.
Something wrong?
No. I just want to meet this Gavin guy so I can sock him in the jaw.
Joey?
Who has this kind of power anyway? He brainwashed that poor kid. Don't get me wrong, I've seen some pretty out there stuff, but this? Well, it just rubs me the wrong way.
So the backstory...
I think we should talk to Lisa again.
Her? She keeps more clam than a seafood buffet, but sure, why not?
The backstory in Nadulski is us and the female people in our family have the ability to talk to ghosts, and if we ignore our responsibility to help ghosts move on by banishing them like we just did that one, then we go crazy. It happened to our grandma. She went crazy because she tried to ignore Joey and her responsibility. Our aunt helped for a while, but then she got distracted by our mum having us as a baby and insisted on, like, taking a brief break from doing the ghost banishing thing, and then she died, and now we have contracted the we must be ghost detective disease. If we stop... Well, that seems to have been implied, yes. Throughout the previous stories that we've played. Do we have a new location to go to match where she said she met him? No.
I have a question.
What is it?
So...
We need to find out more about Tiffany.
Really? Female people equals women?
That's all for now.
Yeah.
Fine, the women in our family.
No, Ann, I guess...
Hello?
Hi.
Rose Angela.
None of these have changed, so this doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
Although I think he said something about talking to the professor, so we'll actually exhaustively...
Hello?
Hi.
Rose.
We will re-exhaust all of her.
Do you ever go up to... But you...
No.
Oh, no. Have you ever heard of a man named Gavin?
Gavin?
That's who I'm talking... That... So what is...
I wouldn't know.
Does the...
R...
Have you ever...
Gavin?
No.
What made...
Well, like I said, but as a...
No, that was the hint about Middle East.
At the time, young, sheltered, most I could remember.
Yeah.
This was nothing.
I wondered the detective.
And that's nothing.
I should get going. Thanks again.
Sure, sure. You take care.
And then I'm bamboozled. Unless we're meant to go talk to the ghost girl about what we've found out.
Yes.
Hi, Lisa?
Oh, it's you. Have you learned anything?
Bless me. Bless me. Jamie is
I
dead.
learned something about Jamie Graham.
And?
She's dead. Lisa?
Did Gavin kill her?
Yes.
Don't come back until you know for sure.
I've learned something about Gavin and Jamie.
You have?
Can I come in? I'll tell you all about it.
Yes.
And she spent all her time at that club until she died there. Her body was found in a dumpster a few streets away.
Poor girl. Jamie was such a quiet, shy thing when she came in here. She put herself under so much pressure. She spent her whole life doing what was expected of her, but she couldn't decide what was right for her. The girl was paralyzed. Coming to this city with all its possibility, it made her question the point of everything.
And you gave her answers?
She was so determined to fail, I couldn't help her.
So you sent her to Gavin?
Gavin and I have an arrangement.
Which is?
If I have a client who's determined to be unhappy no matter what, I send them to Gavin.
And then they die?
I don't know that, and neither do you. Just because this one died doesn't mean they all do. I gave you 2 names, look into the other one, and don't come back until you do.
I'll be back.
Okay, we tell her one person was killed by him and we don't know about the other one. Nominally.
Hi. I'll be...
Yeah, no. So, now we have to go find another person, but we don't have any places to go. Maybe we have to talk to the policeman.
Hi.
Yeah?
Has this kind
Who can...
You spoke to Professor...
The Gram?
No reason. Do you know any...
You're gonna...
He's...
Yet?
Have you heard of...
Nah.
Has this...
Not like that.
Morning,
Place
worm.
used to be...
Has this... How did Jeremy...
Small.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
So...
Look, you know...
Well...
Nice. And they've taken away Jeremy's home, so I can't, like, visit Jeremy and...
That's just... Jeremy. Locked. Flyers for... Although...
This was the hint about dogs as passwords for computers.
Locked.
This gave us
Let's
our
have-
Abu.
I can just... This letter is from someone... Who knew that thing would be useful after all?
I do like the nice little... Although the reflect effect is the wrong way round. The stamp is not... The stamp should be at the nearest point of the reflective object. Like, it's not mirrored, it's just duplicated and translated up. And the same with this. These lines should have a gap on the side nearest the reflective surface. So this is a magical mirror.
I can't...
Doon, 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 doon. Doon, 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 doon.
No response. Locked. Hey, Joey.
What's going on?
Hint.
Must we go over...
Yes, we must, because apparently I can't make any progress on this.
Gotta say.
What is it?
So?
We need to find out more about Tiffany. Her friends, family. She's gotta have
We
some...
banished her.
That's all.
Yeah.
I don't need
We're
to
done
do
with
that
Tiffany. And if we ask the other way, you're going to just say more about Tiffany?
We should scope out the area. See what's what.
How many are in the series? I'm not actually sure of the exact number off the top of my head. Oop, a quick Google says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got one more after this one.
Don't know why we're
Neither do I.
R. Abu. Whoever that is, they probably know more about Tiffany than we do.
Shouldn't be too hard to find if we have enough information.
Yeah, but we tried Googling Abu, and there is no information. Yeah, this is number 4. At least I think so. Yeah, this is number 4. And we have been playing them in the release order, Salah. These I've been playing in release order, the others we've been playing whatever order because they don't continue on from each other. We tried Googling Arabu. We'll do it again.
Too many results. Whoever Arabu is, I won't find it this way.
Not her mum, her auntie. And yeah, her grandma, yeah. Grammy means grandma. Nana, Oma, whatever you... Nonna. All sorts of different words you can use for grandma. I sure as shit miss my Oma and Nan.
I don't need to buzz. Just some old article.
It says we should scope the place out. Maybe he's allowed to walk through this door now that we've done the other stuff?
Stay close to...
After you,
Hello?
Okay, so now that we've done the other stuff, he's allowed in here.
Who are you? How'd you get in?
Oh, I'm your new landlord. Just checking to make sure everyone's happy.
Really? Oh, how nice. It makes my day when people care.
Huh?
Wow.
I can see right
She's
through
really grumpy.
You're not the only one.
Oh, shut up! You think you're so clever? You think you're so charming?
Can't blame a guy for trying.
Well, take it somewhere else. I've had enough.
Enough of what?
I'm turning my back now. I want to be left alone.
We got papers.
Looks like a pretty threatening letter from someone called STP.
From STP to Tiffany Wales. Regarding your final payment, Ms. Walters, as per our agreement, your final balance owed has been directly deposited into the account we have on file. We'd like to remind you not to harass our client further. This includes phone calls, emails, text messages, personal visits. We've received numerous complaints. If these actions continue, we'll be forced to take police action. We hope it does not come to this. We appreciate your compliance on the matter.
There's a message written on this photo. Rachel and Tiff. We rocked? I don't get it. It looks like Tiffany. I guess she worked in an office before she died?
Rachel Abu.
I can only assume her name is Rachel.
Rachel Abu. Quickly. To the Google.
So how did it go?
She's a spook, all right. Pretty recent one, too.
Just like Jeremy.
Yeah.
To the Google. How was it spelt? How was it spelled? How was it spelled? How was it spelled? How was it spelled?
Stay
Rachel.
Typical.
So.
Don't worry.
Aha! Alphabet City Community Board. Hi everyone, I just wanted to post to let you know that my new coffee house is open. Cup of Clay. We're on 9th Street Avenue. Come swing by. So she's actually the one that owns the coffee shop? Where's your boss?
Hi.
Are you Rachel Abu?
Yeah, that's me.
No, she doesn't just own it, she is the owner-operator.
I wanted to talk to you about Tiffany Walters.
Tiffany? What about her?
You were friends, right?
Sort of. Yeah, we were friends before.
Oh, come on, Salah. They call it Oogle in-game. It's not even, like,
Why? Wasn't it a
slightly hiding its fact that
That's what
it's
I'm trying to find out.
totally not Google.
But I'm not sure what kind of help I can be.
What do you know about
Have you ever heard of
STP?
Nope, I don't think so. Sorry.
What about Tiffany?
So you and Tiffany were friends?
A few years ago. We were both office temps, and when our jobs ended, we got close. I went on to start this place. She stayed on with the temp agency. She was trying to find her way, you know? Maybe she thought she found it.
What do you mean?
She met some guy named Ken at one of her temp
Ken?
jobs. Then she stopped hanging out with me. Same old story. I don't blame her. It happens.
Who is Ken?
What do you know about the guy Tiffany was with?
Only that his name was Ken, and she met him while on one of her office temp jobs. Tiffany was kind of intense about him. She really fell head over heels. I couldn't tell if it was sweet or if it was scary.
Ken
I know
and
where Ken is.
No, I wouldn't.
Temp?
Do you know where Tiffany was temping when she met Ken?
I wouldn't know. She never told me, and those temp agencies bounce you around.
What about the agency she worked for?
We didn't work at the same agency, so I wouldn't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the rest of these will be the same. See you, Nemablob.
It's so tempting, but thanks.
Have a good night.
Can I mix these new things in our notebook? Temp agency Ken.
There's a connection.
Temp agency Tiffany.
There's so many temp agencies in this city. How can I find out which one she worked for?
How indeed. STP Tiffany.
Tiffany had a letter from someone named STP.
Tiffany Ken.
Rachel told me that Tiffany was seeing a man named Ken.
Tiffany Temp.
There are so many temp...
And then I think we're done. How do we find out which temp... Maybe you have new information
Hi.
for us.
Yeah?
So, any
Look, you know...
What can you tell me about...
Only that you could use one if this is your line of work.
Ouch!
Do you know anything about an affair between someone named Ken and Tiffany?
What is this, daytime soap hour? No, I don't.
Do the initials STP mean anything to you?
Nah, sorry.
Does the name Tiffany Walters mean anything to you?
Nah.
Oh.
Well,
Nothing. Okay, so it's not if any of those. Maybe there's more clues in her room that I didn't notice, because we just got latched onto one. Let us fully explore the room.
Stay close to the...
After you, Joey.
That's Thompson Street out there. Hello again.
What?
So what's your beef anyway? I never had a broad so angry with me. Not before dinner anyway.
Just leave me alone.
So, you're Tiffany Walters, aren't you?
Yeah, that's me. Whatever.
Well, we've confirmed that at least.
What about the temp agency?
I heard you work as a temp.
Yeah, I'm a temp. I know it's not a real career, but so what? I'll find my way. In fact, maybe I already have.
Easy there, I was just asking. No judgments here.
About Ken.
So, tell me about Ken.
He's wonderful.
Oh, God.
Is he now?
I can't begin to explain.
Try me.
The dating game continues.
Wait. Not you too.
Huh?
Why is everyone against us? I don't understand.
I'd like to understand. How about you tell me about it?
Just go away.
Presumably Gavin told her to not see Ken anymore.
I'd like to talk to Ken.
Why? I don't...
Could you tell me what STP stands for?
Stop with the personal questions. It's my life. I made my choices. I'll deal with them. Just leave me alone.
So, tell me.
Nice try, but...
We've asked about everyone that makes sense.
So, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but...
You're dead, Jim.
What?
You're a ghost. You're haunting your own apartment.
I'm what? That's rich. Really rich. I thought I'd heard them all, but that one... Just leave me alone.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, and there's nothing in here except the photo. And the papers.
No good. and cozy.
Sure, I like hanging out in building lobbies. Does wonders for my reputation.
Let's try and mix Gavin with Ken.
If there's a connection...
Gavin with this.
I don't think...
Gavin with Tiffany.
Lisa said that she referred Tiffany to Gavin.
I was kind of hoping we could make the leap about, like, what's probably happened, what I predict the story will end up telling us, is that Gavin told Tiffany to get rid of Ken from her life, and then she got... Ooh. And then she got sad and he killedificated her.
Joey,
Yeah.
if
Finding stuff out is...
if Tiffany worked for a temp agency, we need to find out which one.
Finding stuff out is what we do best.
That's all.
And what if we ask the other way round?
Get over here, I got some...
What?
So, Tiffany had a fella. I think we have our next lead.
We have to find him first.
The pavement's outside, doll. Start pounding it.
Okay, so we actually have two different suggestions. They don't agree. What's STP? We only know that STP is the people that contacted the lady in here. So if we go back to Joey, enter, read the letter. From STP to Tiffany, your final payment. Here's the final payment. Please stop nagging our client. We appreciate your compliance in this matter. We could try oogling STP. We hadn't done that. And we could try oogling Ken.
There must be hundreds of possible results for STP. This isn't going to help me at all. I'm going to have to be more specific than...
A million results. I mean, he says pound the pavement, so he says get out. But there's nowhere out and about that we can... let's see if anyone that we can talk to knows about STP.
Have you ever heard? Nope.
That's a no.
Thanks. Have a good...
What about you?
Hi.
Yeah.
Do the initial...
Nah.
Nope.
Well...
See?
This has no one. We were just there. This has nothing. We can see if she'll... But I don't think she talks to us again until we've solved this other ghost line.
Hi. I learned something about Tiffany Walters. She's dead too. Lisa, do you know something about this?
I don't know anything. Like I said, I just suspect. Don't come back unless you know more.
Lisa, both of these girls are dead.
I know that. You think I don't know that? But until
Yes, I think you didn't know that because you got us to go look for it.
Nothing
Then why are you here?
Because I'd hoped you'd give me more info.
I'll be back.
Fine.
Well, I can't get it.
There's nothing in... She's staring at...
You that upstairs yet?
Ah.
No. You want us to mix...
STP could be a temp agency, I suppose. Only one way to find out. Give me a sec.
You talking to me?
Bingo. STP stands for Sterling Temp Placement. And here's the address. It's just south of Midtown.
You enjoy that thing a little too much.
If I try Googling STP, there's too many things and I couldn't possibly know what it is. Rub two things in notebook together. Oh look, I can Google STP.
Hi, are you busy?
Sorry, we're not taking new applicants right now. And even if I were, it's several hours past closing time.
I'm not looking for a job. Sorry. I was hoping to ask you some questions.
Will this take long?
It depends on you.
Fine, what do you want?
What do you know about Tiffany?
I wanted to talk to you about Tiffany Walters. She used to work for this agency.
Yes, I remember her.
I need to know what company you placed her in.
That, I'm afraid, is confidential.
Are you aware that Tiffany is dead?
I am aware, yes, but it doesn't change anything.
Do you know anyone named Ken? I think Tiffany was involved with him.
I can't tell you anything about that. That's confidential information.
So something happened, but you can't tell me about it.
I said nothing of the sort.
If I stop talking to you, do you kick me out of the place?
Well, thanks.
Right.
No. So can Joey go find more information?
Go back there. We don't need to... Wait.
Alas, no.
Sterling here forgot to change the month. I can't touch it. What do you want me to do? They look like leaflets advertising this office. Now there's a logo that's overcompensating for something. Just saying. I just can't come...
Why would I need that?
Blowing... Fine.
Not sure what blowing on that will achieve. I ain't gonna waste my breath. Not sure what...
There. We've tried blowing everything, Brelix. Nothing was unblown.
I don't think I... Why would I need... I don't need his calendar. Hi again.
Yes?
You're open kind of late.
Like I said, we're not open. Just because I'm not seeing a client doesn't mean there isn't work to do.
Well, let's do all of them.
Jeremy Sams.
Never heard of him.
Do you ever go up to the High Line?
I don't. No time.
Do you know anyone named Gavin?
No, I don't.
Do you know anyone named Elaine Appleton?
No, I don't.
Do you know anything about a nightclub called Munray's?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Surely if Tiffany is dead, it doesn't have to be confidential anymore.
It's not her confidentiality that I'm worried about.
What does that mean?
Whatever you think it means.
Surely if Tiffany is dead, it doesn't have...
It's not her.
What is that?
Whatever you...
So, what can you tell...
If you want to know more, come back during...
Surely if Tiffany...
It's not her confident...
What is that?
Whatever you...
Well, thank...
Right.
There's nothing else to ask him.
No, I... Rachel told me that... No. No, I...
So we found this. This was supposed to lead us to either Ken or... somehow Gavin.
I don't think he'd like it if...
We don't need to go...
Maybe we can confront Ghost Lady about... things now that we know the temp agency that she worked at.
Locked.
Stay close.
After you...
Hello again.
What?
I'd like to talk to...
Why? So you can tell him more lies about me? I don't think so.
I'd like to...
Why? I don't...
I heard you...
Well, those...
jerks.
They fired me. Terminated my contract. For no reason.
Sorry to hear that.
Whatever. It's not like there aren't other temp agencies.
So...
No.
Do you ever...
Why would I...
Have you...
No.
Do you...
Gav?
Yeah.
I...
You...
No.
Oh.
I told you I...
So you...
No.
You can't...
Why are you just...
So she doesn't want to remember because it's to do with her death.
Have you...
What?
Are you...
What?
She doesn't want to remember about Gavin. And the others are just the same. The only new piece of information was that they fired her.
Okay, you.
Joy.
Hey, Red.
Yeah.
So, Tiffany had a fella. I think we have our.
We have to.
The pavement's outside. Alright.
Sure.
He's still saying find the boyfriend. She won't talk to us until we have proof. She doesn't tell us anything useful about the boyfriend, aside from, oh, why do you want to talk to him? So that you can lie to him about us more? The cafe people didn't know. Just that they're a cute couple potentially, or it's mildly disturbing.
You wouldn't know.
No,
And
Thanks.
is it daytime soap opera hour?
Yeah.
Do you know any?
What is this? Hey, no, I.
Well.
See ya.
Caramel espresso shots. I am so coming here when this is over. Organically grown. Not bad. Those look pretty good, actually. It has a panel for milk and everything.
This is the newest spot, but it had nothing.
They look like This is. Looks like it. Hi.
Yes?
I know you terminated Tiffany's contract. Could you
Okay.
tell me why?
Look, we had a serious complaint and had to let her go. That's all I can say.
You can't tell me who made the complaint.
Absolutely not.
Why the secrecy? Surely Tiffany won't mind. She's dead.
Look, whatever happened, happened at the client's office. And I like to keep my clients. Agencies like mine are struggling to stay in business. People just aren't hiring temps like they used to. So if it's all the same, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
So you'd say your reputation is important.
Of course it's important. Without
Oh,
it,
and we
easy
threatened to
business
write
would-
about him?
So you'd say your reputation.
Of course it's important. Without it, who would do business with us?
Surely if Tiffany.
It's not.
What is that?
Whatever you.
So.
No, that hasn't changed any of these.
What is that?
Whatever you. No. No.
Do you?
No.
Do.
I.
Are you?
Never heard of him.
Well, thank.
Right.
So, talking to her let us know that they fired her. We could come back to here and say we knew you fired her. And he says our reputation is important. We can't go to the press office, sadly. The press office is not somewhere we can go anymore.
I don't have time to do any writing. And if I need to use the internet, I've got my phone.
We can't threaten we can't threaten to write an article about it because we don't write anymore.
I'm not tired.
He did say come back in the morning, but we're not allowed to sleep.
Relax later.
But I am the press? You want us to use the press pass on him?
You might be interested in seeing this.
The City Post? Is that who you're working for?
Yes, the biggest paper in the city. Maybe you can be more forthcoming now.
No, doesn't change a thing. Confidential is confidential. You just made doubly sure that I won't say anything.
Nope. The answer is nope. You did get us some new content, though.
We don't need to go.
What about if I'm a
I
psychic?
already told him I was a reporter. Showing him this would only confuse things.
You might have locked us out, Miss Morrigan. Maybe we were supposed to show this business card first. And now we're locked into fail state. Maybe I can talk to you again now that we know that the company got rid of her.
Hi.
No.
I'll be...
I think the most likely option is now that we've
Locked.
spoken to him and triggered that she has something new.
Just between you. Hello again.
What?
I'd like to...
Why? I don't.
No.
I don't. I never.
Oh,
Why do you...
I don't know. It's run by an emotion I never liked.
this
Why
is
do you
new.
think Sterling fired you.
I don't know. It's run by an emotionless sleazebag. I never liked him.
So,
And then no,
so you
no,
can't...
Why? Just.
Have you ever been...
What?
no, and
What?
no.
Well...
Yeah.
Okay.
Joy. No connection. If there's a connect... Tiffany used to... I don't think...
There's no sensible way that the professor is connected to this, but
Do you know anything...
I'm afraid not.
Have you ever heard...
I'm afraid.
Does the name...
No, I don't know anyone.
So what...
I wouldn't.
and then these are the old ones to do with the other ghost thing, so no.
I should get...
Sure.
And policeman probably is not answering his phone,
No answer.
because if we want to speak to him, we can speak to him in the cafe. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know.
Stay close.
After you...
Was there a specific part of this that I was meant to click on? No.
That's Tom. Okay.
Joy.
What if now that we have left, can we pretend to be this?
Reporter.
No.
Showing him this would only confuse things.
I was thinking maybe if we left and came back, we'd be allowed to do this, but no.
I ain't gonna... Not sure...
We already tried blowing on everything, but... Nope.
Yes.
So you'd say your reputation...
Of course it's important.
When did this become a thing?
So you...
We pressed that one like 4 times in a row and it didn't give us this.
I'm afraid that I have no choice but to end my article with you.
Huh? What do you mean?
An investigation is like following links in a chain, and you're the last link.
Is this supposed to be a threat? I've told you absolutely nothing.
Oh, don't worry. I'll just write the truth about how you fired her and then refused to comment on her tragic death. In the City Post, read by millions. That should do wonders for your reputation, don't you think?
Why are you harassing me? Surely there are other leads you could follow.
Maybe, but I'm on a deadline. It's a shame that I don't have someone else to harass instead. Maybe then I could avoid mentioning this place entirely.
This is blackmail. Fine. The man you want is Ken Sharp.
Ken Sharp.
Now just get out of here.
And we need to Google Ken Sharp. Ta-da!
Come on in.
Hi, are you Ken Sharp?
I sure am. What can I do for you, Miss?
Why does the sound engineering place have soft hissing?
The Midnight Oil can wait. What's up?
I'm helping out the City Post with an article. I was hoping I could ask you some questions.
The newspaper. Sure. Ask away.
So, what can you tell me about this place?
This place? We're an audio studio. You need any voiceover music or sound design? Then we're your guys.
Do you know about Tiffany?
About Tiffany.
Tiffany?
Walters, she used to work for you as a temp.
Did she? I'm afraid we've gone through quite a few temps.
Yeah, he looks angry.
So, I'm sorry. She might have worked for us, but I don't remember her.
Do you ever deal with a temp agency called Sterling?
Yeah, I use them to hire temps sometimes, when things get busy.
Are you using them now?
Not at the moment. Things are pretty slow.
And none of the others make sense to ask him about.
You filed a complaint with Sterling about Tiffany. You don't remember that?
Have you ever worked with temps? Some are alright, but others? Well, there's a reason why they are temping. So sure, I've made my share of complaints, but can I remember any specific one? No.
Were you ever in a relationship with anyone named Tiffany?
Miss Blackwell, was it? I have a wife, and 2 kids, and none of them are named Tiffany.
I'm just following a lead. I was told that Tiffany was involved with someone named Ken.
Well, it wasn't me.
They caught him doing it on the counter. It wasn't him.
I spoke to a guy from Sterling. He confirmed she worked here.
For all I know, he might be right, but I don't remember her. Like I said, we go through a lot of temps here.
He especially goes through a lot of temps here, apparently.
Are you sure you don't remember a Tiffany Walters?
I told you, I don't remember anyone named Tiffany Walters.
Are you sure you don't remember a Tiffany Walters?
I told you.
Well, thanks.
See you around.
And they kick us out of the room. What if we send Joey in?
I'm gonna go in and snoop. Nope, still a ghost. I couldn't even begin to guess what this stuff is for. I couldn't. There's nothing I could say to him other than his suit needs to be let out a few inches. Nothing important.
This is the band from the other game. They're reusing their art assets. Yep, this was the pianist that we had to trick into talking to us, because he didn't want to talk about this photo.
I can barely make anything out in here.
It's a phone.
It looks like a letter. It's kind of...
Okay, we have to give him one of our...
Come on
We
in.
have to give him one of our things and he'll put it in the drawer and then... I can't.
That's an interesting picture up there. I don't recognize the band.
Yes, you do.
You wouldn't. That was my dad's group. They haven't been.
Well, actually, it
together
was her
since the
auntie,
60s.
wasn't it? Yeah,
What happened to
it was
them?
auntie
They
that did
died.
They died, I think.
What?
He never talked about it much.
Who's that man in the photograph?
Him? That's my dad. He and I started this place about 20 years ago. He's retired now, but he pops his head in sometimes.
that. But I want to give him one of my glow-in-the-dark things.
Well,
See you.
Come on, let me use business card on him.
that
Come on in.
And then I wanted him to put the business card in the cupboard, and then the cupboard would be bright.
are you?
I took.
Well,
See you around.
Rachel told me that Tiffany was. No connection.
It also means I can't use press pass on him.
Do you know? So,
Not much.
are you sure?
I told.
Well,
See.
I'm gonna go. It's kind of black. I have no idea what it is. I can't see a thing.
Oh, if we phone him, it lights up. Exit. You. How do we phone him? I don't know his number. And this gave us his address, but not his number. Becca, I found your phone. I've got it in my desk drawer. Swing by when you get a chance and I'll give it back to you. Ken. So it's not his phone, it's Becca's phone. How do I find out Becca's phone number?
it says Gal Friday Publishing.
And we need Joey to go through the other door.
Nothing interesting.
It's the door to the... It says Gal Friday Publishing.
Okay, we'll look up Gal Friday Publishing, and that might give us her phone number. Yep, we got her phone number, and then we can call her phone, and that will make it light up so that we can see it inside the desk. We have a different solution to lighting things up other than just giving people our glow-in-the-dark notes. Ken.
Looks like a love letter, and it's signed Tiffany. Sounds
Last
like our boy Ken knew Tiffany after all.
night was the most magical night of my life. I never knew I could feel this way. I'll be dreaming of you tonight. Kiss hug, Tiffany.
Looks like a sounds like our boy Ken knew Tiffany. It looks like one of those plastic squares Red calls a phone.
Oi. Okay, and now we confront him.
I'm kind of on.
Hang up.
Come on in.
Confront him about his love letter.
So, tell me, Ken, why do you have a letter from Tiffany in your desk?
What? What is this? Are you sneaking in here while I'm not around? Is that it?
Maybe I'm just psychic.
Yeah? Well, maybe I'll just call the police.
I just want to find out what happened to Tiffany.
Look, whatever happened to her, it had nothing to do with me.
Maybe you're right, but maybe you can tell me what happened so I can decide for myself?
You're a real piece of work. Fine. Go on. Ask what you want.
I keep the letter.
Letter if the relationship is over.
I don't know. Nostalgia, maybe? It was nice at the beginning.
Because I was enjoying my affair.
I suppose I still want to hold on to that. Especially now that she's, gone.
So, tell me about Tiffany?
Look, you breathe a word of this, and I'll have the police on you so fast it'll make your head spin.
Lips are sealed.
Alright. Yes, I knew Tiffany. You probably guessed that we were involved.
I gathered that.
I was working late. We were doing spots for a new TV commercial, and she volunteered to help out. I thought she just wanted the overtime, but turns out she wanted something else.
He was hitting on you?
Came on to you?
Yeah, she wouldn't take no for an answer. Look, I'm a married guy with 2 kids. I know it was wrong. I just couldn't help myself. It was like a drug. Of course, the girl was completely crazy. I should have noticed that right off.
Crazy?
How so?
My God, the girl was obsessed. Showing up at the office at all hours, stalking me, calling my house at night. She kept saying we were destined to be together, that it was fate. Even when I tried to break it off, she wouldn't take no for an answer. God, what a nightmare. I should have broken it off long before I did.
Maybe not started in the first place.
So you did end things with her?
God, yes. I had to. Even if I wasn't a married man, the woman was a complete head case. Talking about the stars and fate and destiny. She even started calling me Turtle Dove. What a nightmare.
Turtle Dove?
So I buckled down and ended it. And she didn't take it well. I had to get a restraining order put on her. I've learned my lesson, that's for sure. No more temps. And definitely no more affairs. My life is with my wife and family.
So you're through with Tiffany completely?
Yes. I'm sorry she's gone, but I'm glad she's out of my life. What a total embarrassment she was.
So you're...
Yeah, what a...
Well...
See you around.
Presumably we can confront the ghost with this new information.
Locked.
Stay close to the...
After you...
Hello again.
What?
No. It hasn't given us a new talking point. So, presumably we talk to the psychic lady about it then.
Oh. Joy.
No, I wanted to be buzzing her.
Yes.
Hi, Lisa?
Oh, it's you. Have you learned anything?
No.
Nothing concrete.
Then why are you...
I'll be back.
Fine.
Well, I'm puzzled again. We were following the lead about what is the boyfriend, and the boyfriend has not given us new things to talk about with Ghost Lady. I was expecting her to be like either one of this leads us to Gavin, or Gavin said I had to break up with him, but it turns out that it wasn't that, so my prediction was wrong. He broke up with her for being crazy. Maybe we can confront the temp agency over this. That's the only thing I can think of, but I need a quick break, so we're going to call this episode for the moment here. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.